Once again, the Midland High School fight song.
Well, the anthem is completed. However, the work is yet to be done. Hi, everybody. I'm Dale Robbins, along with Randy Boynton and Greg Sovey, and Midland Community Stadium is the venue. We have the 32nd championship of the city of Midland on the burner for you tonight, as the Midland Chemics come in 6-2 overall and 5-1 in the Saginaw Valley, with the guaranteed playoff berth in a week, taking on the Dow High Chargers, who have compiled a 3-3 mark here in the Valley, and they are currently 3-3 overall. Guys, we're looking at, it's been talked about all week that, Randy, and I'll go to you first. It's been talked about all week. You can take both of those records, knowing the Chargers are not heading to the post. You can take the fact that Midland Chemics know that they are, means absolutely nothing in the preparation this week in preparing for tonight's championship here in the city.
Well, absolutely, and don't want to take a lot of thunder away from Greg, but you know, you throw both those records out, and you look at both their records of how close Midland won their games and Dow lost their games. You know, and Midland relies big time on their defense, keeping it close. They've won 7-6 games, 14-13 games, you know, 21-20 games. You know, and their defense keeps them in the ball games and let their offense do their methodical and go down the field, control the clock, you know, and then get a couple points here and there and win, you know. So, and as close as both teams were, this is going to be a great game.
Well, and it's against the same teams, too. The same teams that were beaten, or Midland was beaten in those close games. Dow was losing by a point or two or a touchdown here, all under a touchdown.
Right.
So,
you know, and
could have gone either way.
Two of them were overtime games. That,
exactly.
You know, one of them won them, one of them lost, you know.
Now, knowing that this game, this is about the 15th year you guys have, I've had the honor of being beside you to do this stuff. This always just never really seems to boil down to a blowout. It always seems to be a play, a special teams play. Conditions always, we played this game in 70-degree weather and mild breezes from the west. We've had rain all day. It's going to be mid-30s at kickoff. We had accumulation of snow underneath a tree today, and it lasted about 15-20 minutes. But the fact is, you shoveled and got yours off the sidewalk. But conditions will play a role in this, because these are not ideal football conditions, or are they?
Well, and it's going to affect both teams. Both teams move the ball on the ground, and Jalen Parmalee's got to have a big game for the Chargers. You know, the Dow's coming off two big, impressive wins, scoring lots of points.
Right.
But they've got to be able to run the ball against the big line of Midland, which Randy was talking about their defense. They're very aggressive and fast, and Dow's got to find a way to beat them off the line of scrimmage and get him some cracks, because it only takes him a little bit to get some yardage.
Awful tough, you know. That's third or fourth Parmalee it's come through, and I can't tell you, you know, when you're third or fourth down the food chain, you know, you're a little tougher, a little hungrier. Your brothers teach you a little thing, you know.
You bet.
He's a good back.
Yeah.
What do we look at specifically from Altamore tonight? Does he always seems to save something in the back pocket for this matchup? Do you think we're going to see anything spectacular, knowing that he's got nothing to lose.
Well, actually, what you'll see too is Coach Aldermore has said all year this is one of his better teams. The
Right.
records don't indicate it, but it's one of the best teams he's had. They've got some good athletes. McDonald at quarterback has got a good strong arm. So even though it's raining a little bit and it's wet, I wouldn't be surprised to see him put the ball up in the air a little bit, because that'll open up Parmalee on the ground as well.
Sure. Randy, anything out of Coach Wilczek in the knowing that they've got playoffs a week from tomorrow that they'll be visiting? This is still a vital and critical game for this squad from Midland High.
Well, it's still playoff position, you know, and possibly if you win tonight, you get a home field advantage next week. You do some things. He isn't going to give out a bunch of bakes because he knows he's in the playoffs. He isn't going to give out, you know, a couple his real trickery plays or anything he wants to do. He's going to keep it pretty close, and he's going to rely on his defense and in his running backs. You know,
Well, three things too: special teams, the punting, the field goal. The ball positioning on this field is going to be real important. But the two things that this game's bring out is, for the seniors of Dow, this will be their last ball game. Right here, Midland's got some playoffs ahead, and that's always a big thing. And then to always have that city championship that you're shooting for there.
Absolutely.
And that brings out, you don't know what that's going to bring to the table, who's going to step forward and make the plays. And that's why this game is always so interesting.
Well, both coaches have commented year after year, and of course for Coach Frank Altamore with Dow High, he started as an assistant at Midland High. He's been in this contest now, the 32nd annual city championship game here held at Midland Community Stadium. But this is literally what you play the season for. The playoffs are great, and not that each head coach in this town doesn't want to get to those, but in all honesty, when it gets down to it, these are the kids that went to elementary and junior high together. At some point of their high school career, they're separated and said, all right, you're on this side of town, you're on that side of town. Everybody's a gamer for the last game of the regular season when it comes down to this. In addition to being a Saginaw Valley League game, wash it and throw it away, because this is still for the capture of the crown.
These guys play ball together, like you said, come up through school playing ball together, even in summer teams and other activities, baseball and basketball. So they've played with each other, they know each other very well, but you can eliminate that tonight once you get on the field.
Yeah, you don't know what the guy across from you, no matter what.
Here come the Midland Chemics taking the field here in 2002. October 25th is the calendar date of this one. As you can see, Midland High will claim home field side possession of Midland Community Stadium for this year's matchup. Coach Terry Wilczek has led them now to 6-2 on the regular season. And from the visiting facility out near Washington, the Dow Chargers are revving up their engines to bust the banner and come and represent the north side of town.
Yeah, one of the things you look at too is Midland had that big win last week against Ann Arbor to qualify for the playoffs. Even though this is against Dow, they've already qualified. Do you have a little bit of letdown there? Even though this is a big game. I mean, it would have been much bigger had they had to beat the city rivals to get to the playoffs.
Well, players and coaches alike from the Midland High side have commented they were glad to get last week out of the way and qualify against Ann Arbor, simply because if you bring that at stake to the table of tonight's game, too many things have proven themselves over 32 years. That is not necessarily the game you want to be in to have to move on, simply because both sides are just way too hungry, and the emotional impact of the city championship game and what that carries alone, besides trying to have that claim you and thrust you into the playoffs, is a lot riding on these young men.
And it's tough for your last game to say, whoa, I got to win this, because, I mean, you look at the field out here, and it looks kind of slippery and muddy. I mean, someone's going to come up and make a tackle and
the ball's going to be wet.
Well, they slip and fall, make the tackle, the guy goes by him, and then it's a touchdown, on one play.
Let's join PA announcer Eric Kraus, and let's let you, as we will have an opportunity to, meet the seniors for both squads in tonight's game.
Number 6, Scott Franco. Number 10, David Parkhurst. Number 11, Brian Charlton. Number 12, Andrew Radler. Number 15, Tim Denan. Number 16, Chris Hill. Number 20, Remco Hartman. Number 21, Jordan Parmalee. Number 22, Marcelo Worsley. Number 32, Chase Coble. Number 33, Chris Danner. Number 45, Mark McShannock. Number 52, Brian Walser. Number 54, Mike Kaczynski. Number 56, Justin Solomon. Number 60, Justin Draves. Number 71, Ryan Barner. Number 75, Randy Johnson. Number 76, Devin Schaefer. Number 79, Andrew Cole. And number 90, Lyle Huber. Seniors for Dow High. Now, seniors for Midland High School. Number 15, Travis Landowski. Number 16, Ben Boland. Number 17, David Malia. Number 19, Jeff Babcock. Number 20, Chris Baum. Number 23, Kyle Chase. Number 24, Jeff Stopkuff. Number 52, Brandon Manning. Number 54, Craig Klopp. Number 56, Jake Miller. Number 58, Caleb Winter. Number 60, Brett Ballard. Number 70, Stephen Dunn. And number 99, Ken Hoffman. The seniors from Midland High.
Well, as we take a look at the Dow side of the field, the seniors represent nearly half of Coach Frank Altimore's squad, so he obviously is in a rebuild, even though we stated it earlier, and as Frank did earlier in the week, he perhaps has one of his best squads that he's had on the field in what he says perhaps the last 10 years. About a third of the Midland High team will move on to graduation after the completion of this year, and Coach Terry Wilczek again will take what is a playoff-bound team and work from what they can capture tonight. And in the next couple of weeks of playoff football, if it happens to fall on them in that favor, and continue to work. The 25th consecutive year, by the way, that the Midland High program has put together a winning season in the Saginaw Valley League. That is a mark certainly to be proud of. That winning seasons consecutive are now at 25, with the capture of a winning record again in the 2002 campaign.
Well, that's all the years after Randy graduated. Though 10 years he was here, they couldn't win.
As soon as he was out of here,
yeah,
bang, all of a sudden they are successful.
10 years was enough for that losing.
He was the first actual youngster to be graduated as a freshman simply off the football team.
Just so he could start winning.
That's right.
That is a phenomenal streak, though.
The sacrifices a head coaching staff will make to add to their team. We're about ready to go. Midland will be kicking it away. And they're going to kick it to Washington. They're kicking to the west in this one. And moving right to left. Good kick is away and fielded at about the 10-yard line at 15, 20, 25. A nice cut at the 30. And finally brought down. It's Jalen Parmalee.
That's exactly what you talk about, too. It's how aggressive they are to the ball. Midland put the first big hit on to try to send that little message as we start the game out. Good return for Jalen, though.
Yes, I thought he was gone there. Number 12. You get your glasses on, you can tell me who that one is, right?
Justin Parsons with the stick there.
He stuck pretty good there. They were
hit him
both
high
going
right up in the pads.
Down with the ball, first possession of tonight's game. Motion coming our way. Handoff. Right over center, a gain of about a yard, perhaps back to the line of scrimmage. As a handoff from Scott McDonald.
Back to Parmalee again.
Is back to Parmalee.
You'll probably be calling number 34 a lot today because he leads the Valley in rushing, I believe.
Yes, he does. Yes, as a matter of fact, Jalen comes into tonight's contest with 1,144 yards on the year, and he has 11 touchdowns. McDonald again. Just underway, Midland Community Stadium, championship football. The Chargers in possession of the ball on the handoff. Quick flip to Parmalee. Parmalee's up again, this time off the right side, off tackle. He'll pick up another 2 and bring up 3rd and long. We'll call it 3rd and 7.
This will be as we start out this game, and as the cameras can look at the field, you'll see how wet and muddy it is already. And by the second half, it's going to be really bad out there if it continues to rain like this. So you want to try to get some of this yardage right away here.
You want to get the lead early because it'll be in your favor.
Single setback is Parmalee. McDonald with the ball. He's going to drop back, 3-step drop, looks and has a man. Completed and down inside the 30 to about the 26, and it's Dean Brennan.
Underthrew him just a little bit, but a great pair of hands with a wet ball for Dean Brennan.
Yeah, he reached back one-handed and pulled that up in front of him and kept right on going. That was a great job.
Brennan from the slot, the senior, with a completed pass, first down. Chains move quite a distance. Again, now inside Chemic territory, inside the 30. They'll mark the ball at the 29. Clock runs 10.5 to play, first quarter, no score. McDonald, Parmalee again the lone setback. Motion this way. It's Brennan, and Parmalee gets the pitch. He wrestles, gets himself maybe back to the line of scrimmage, perhaps a loss of a half yard.
Yeah, Jacob Miller was in the backfield before the pitch was even thrown. He came around the
he
far
just
side.
come right through there, didn't he? Yes, he was. They're pretty quick. They're pretty quick. I've been watching them on the defensive line there, and they're all pretty. They look pretty quick there.
Well, and that's one thing Coach Aldermore's been saying is the defense is so fast and aggressive that that's their mission tonight, is to try to beat them off the line of scrimmage.
This one from the right hash is McDonald. Again, Parmalee lone set. Brennan motion to the right. Again, looking to go to the flat.
Ooh,
Incomplete pass. Intended out there for number 45, Mark McShannock. And the ball short hop McShannock in the flat. That'll bring up third down.
Well, he had to get rid of it pretty quick there because the Midland blitzed in on him. So he didn't have much time to set his feet, and his back foot slipped a little bit when he let that one go.
Scott McDonald, a junior quarterback, he's got some good size to him, 6'4", 180.
He's got 3 in the backfield now, and they're all his to begin it as he's under center. McDonald, little misdirection. Parmalee gets it off the left side, and he's inside the 25 to about the 24.
Ryan Varner did a nice trap block there. Dunn didn't see it coming. He wiped him out pretty good.
Clock runs with 9:10 to play, first quarter. Fourth down and 4 to go. Rather than attempt something from the field goal opportunity, it'd be 40 plus. McDonald and Coach Altamore have decided to go the short one. This one's thrown out
Mechanic
incomplete,
got it.
and a nice move.
He's going to score.
Inside 5, touchdown.
Mark McShannock.
McDonald to McShannock. First possession of the game, and the Chargers are on top.
Nice call there.
Nice move by McShannock after he got the ball, and here we'll take another look at it. McDonald brings him to the line. This one's going to go to the top of the screen to McShannock.
You see a quick little 3-step drop. That might have been some of that wet turf on the defense there.
Looks like Justin's kind of slipped when he went up to tackle him.
Justin Parsons, and the weather didn't give him the hit he wanted. The extra point attempt now being tried.
Michael Rogers with the attempt. These
Rogers
are key.
with the kick up.
This is going to be
No
key,
good.
these extra points, and he went to the left. Now again, that could be part of that wet ball thing off his foot there. You just, these are the things that in these ball games, these extra points and these kickoffs, the special teams really are going to make an outcome of this ball game.
Yeah, you look at the other ones that they've lost or won this year. You know, 7-6. You know, you missed the extra point. Or you make the extra point and block the other one. Those make victories or losses, and but it looked like he slipped right there. If you look where they practice it all the time, it's kind of muddy right there.
The other thing that does too is you've got all kinds of momentum as you score the touchdown, and now you miss that extra point, and actually Midland picks up some momentum on it. That's a big momentum mover.
Absolutely. But actually, the field looks like it held up well. You know, you got to think how many games they play on this field.
And it's the last one of them all. That's right.
You know, how many games do they play?
Well, we've actually had Friday night some pretty good weather for football in the area.
Till this one. Yeah, it saved it all up. Mother Nature has copped her attitude to take into the last full week of October for this one. Looking to get rid of it will be Rogers. And back deep, it's kind of a squib kick. Fielded at about the 25. And brought down then over the 30-35, and a flag on the play. Reception on the kickoff appeared to be Matt Wolf.
Did what he's supposed to do. He's back there for a blocker, but if you get it, just pick it up and go straight ahead.
Which he did. Took it at the 25, ends up at the 35, and we'll see what the flag is all about.
Face mask out.
Ooh. If you lead with your face mask, you might get a call.
It'll move the chains. Flagrant or inadvertent, a 5-yard penalty will be marched off, and that'll bring the football for the Chemics up now to the 40, where it rests for their first possession of this one. The Chemics putting it on the line for tonight, 6-2, their overall 2002 mark. And a little misdirection, and held on to and kept is Matt Granzo. Keeps the ball on a keeper, a pickup of about 2 yards. Long 2, we'll call it 3 and say 2nd and 7.
So Dale was talking about earlier, half of the Chargers being seniors now. But a lot of key position players for the Chargers are juniors. And so you'll get a lot of experience going on here. And as well with Midland, a key quarterback spot here with Matt Granzo.
He's a junior. Third last, wasn't he?
Yeah, he's a junior. Granzo, hands off, left side.
Nice.
Ball carrier is, in fact, Keith Zabrinsky. Here's a story for you. Zabrinsky, the ball carrier, actually was not a starter to begin the year, and an injury got him to be one of the key offensive components for Coach Wilczek.
Well, now they can't get him out. He runs hard. And
good athlete. Seems to know the game real well. Heads up.
Granzo now with a 3rd and 2 after the Zabrinsky gain of 6. Zabrinsky again the ball carrier.
Not much gain there.
And good Dow defense to keep him in check. Stopped initially by Lyle Huber.
We get 4th and 1.
And also a nice play by Mark Messmer.
You almost have to punt, though, at midfield here.
Yeah, they don't have the luxury of having been tucked in as the Chargers were on their 4th and long. 4th and 1. And
Depends what they do. You might try something sneaky here. People might not be looking for it in the first quarter. Try to get them offside or do something.
Landowski to punt, and it'll be Scott Franco.
Nice
knuckleballer. Frenzel back, and it takes a Dow bounce. It does. Almost had a notion like it was going to spin itself back out deep in Charger territory.
52-yard punt.
Yeah, that was great punt like that. Well,
then it took the nasty roll.
Yeah, he's got the wind with him a little bit, but you know,
beautiful punt though. Got a lot of leg into it. But then it took that Charger roll to bring it back out to the 20. That could have been disastrous for the Chargers. They had to stay down inside the 10.
Yeah, it would just looked like it was getting ready to die, and then it just stopped.
Yeah.
Are these guys looking for you there, Craig?
Might be.
Incognito. 1st and 10 from the 20. That's their own. 6:53 to play and the lead for the Dow High Chargers. Pitch goes to the left. Brennan busts around. The yard markers pick up. He'll remain inbounds. Got back to the line of scrimmage. Perhaps it'll not move the yard marker, just a yard, and it'll bring up 2nd and 9.
That's that speed of that Midland defense as they stretch that field there. He couldn't get around the corner.
Yeah, they were breaking, but it's.
Well, Dow hasn't been able to move the ball yet on the ground, but 2 big pass plays on that 3rd down and then on the 4th down play.
Right, the 24-yard touchdown strike.
Well, you know every play is designed to go for a touchdown.
Yes, it is.
That's what they always told me.
That's why they call it a play.
Yeah.
Parmalee, the lone setback.
A draw.
Play action, and Parmalee gets it. He busts now through the 1st interior line, out near a 1st down at the 30-yard line. We'll see the mark he gets, and it'll probably move the Lynx.
Good second effort by Parmalee. He was hit, but to continue to go
Yeah,
forward.
it's hitting the backfield. Yeah, bust loose that first tackle.
We will say he's leading the valley in rushing, but if he's going to get some yardage tonight, he's going to work for it.
First down for Dow High.
Well, you always know, too, that the defense is at its best in their first several series. As time goes on, with the offensive line that has given Parmalee the league-leading rushing coming into with over 1,100 yards, that'll say a lot as time wears on in this kind of a match, knowing that the ground game is going to be the game. Parmalee again gets the handoff, a gain of about 3, right up the gut of the Chemic defense.
Well, that's probably their, a good spot because you really only have 2 guys there because they're blitzing in and out. They put a guy in motion and Midland High is following.
A gain of about 3 brings up 2nd and 7.
Midland's put a few blitzes on. I wouldn't be surprised to maybe see a little screen pass coming up here.
McDonald to Parmalee. Parmalee in a nice
He's got a
cutback.
hole.
He's
He's
at the
gonna
50, 45, 40. Kissing goodbye. 20, 10, 5, touchdown.
I don't see any flags.
Not a flag on the field, and Parmalee has just run himself about a 60-yard, 70-yard jaunt. Counted, it was from the 32, I believe.
It's a replay.
Well, he's fun to watch, isn't he?
And he gets past the first and second lines of defense, and if it gets down to him in the back, here he goes.
Look at the block right there that Brennan threw on to open that up. Dean Brennan opened that around the left end, and it was all Jalen from there.
Jalen Parmalee ran as if someone was chasing him, and he got there first. Touchdown, Chargers.
It's another extra point for Michael Rogers' attempt.
Good snap. That one is up and
That
good.
looked a lot better.
He's 1 for 2 as the Chargers open up under rain, chilly conditions. Is it a sizable lead? You bet it is. 13-0. The Chargers on top the Chemics in city championship football here on MCTV Channel 3.
Hey, 2 possessions, 2 touchdowns, and the other thing this does is really quiet it down. Midland's on our side by the press box, the fans here, that really quieted them down.
Yeah, that's and on a wet and cold, rainy night, doesn't.
Well, you think they're going to start leaving already?
Not yet. I'll wait till at least after. They'll say, well, we'll catch it on MCTV. Midnight tonight. Gets too wet.
Well, one thing, as you notice, and you're looking at some of the games Midland High's played this year, though, they haven't scored a lot of points. They've won some close ball games, but they haven't put a lot of points on the board. So you have to kind of control Dow here for a while and get back in this. It's only 2 strikes, and we got that missed extra point. So, I mean, they're by far not out of this game, but they've had some trouble at times putting some points on the board.
Well, you can't go 3 and out again, that's for sure. Oh, now the onside
kick.
kicked it.
It's not going to go. Grab it. It's not going to go. You got to stop her there, boys.
They can't.
Oh, yeah, you got a touch there, 21.
Yeah, 21 got it.
Jordan Parmalee down the ball there. But as it started to come back, he should have been up here and didn't go 10 yards. He caught him off guard, though. Would have worked. They had it gone 10 yards.
Yeah,
they had him.
They were backing
They had
up.
him back on their heels
Yeah,
there.
the Chemics still had about, I'm going to say, 7 or 8 yards between their first line kick return team.
But the ball
and
actually acted like a boomerang there. It came right back around.
Yeah, circle, but yeah.
Well, if the Chemics needed something in their favor, perhaps it was the failed onside attempt they'll get right now. Gronzo hands off straight up the middle, pick up of about 3 or 4 yards out of the backfield for the Chemics.
Yeah, Coach Altamore going for the old death grip there.
I like it. It was aggressive. What do you got to lose tonight? What do you got to lose tonight? You're 3 and 5, and this is the final game of the year for you. And try to put that nail in it while you talk. While you got before the field gets too bad.
Yeah.
Coulter first, the ball carrier for the Chemics, brings up a 2nd and 9. Ball on the 42. That of the Chargers. Chemics with it. And maybe back to the line of scrimmage.
What a nice job Dow's line's doing here.
Beating Midland.
They're just pounding them off the line of scrimmage right now.
Keith Sabrinsky
Lyle
again with the call.
puts the stop on for the Chargers.
3rd and long. Everything for the Chemics to this point in their first series. 3 and out. Now they are faced again with 3rd and long. Has been on the ground. Ronzo. This one goes to Sabrinsky, and he's out near a first down, but I don't know that he got it. He's actually inside the 35. He needed to get down to about the 33 and a half.
A yard short.
About a half a yard.
See where the mark is.
But it is 4th down territory. You had such a good field position to start out with.
Right. Well, that was a fun-looking play there. He just ran down the line, and the back ran straight ahead.
Yeah, there was really no misdirection. It was just a quick handoff as Sabrinsky made his way quickly.
Looks kind of like a different type of option play on it. They do the first option way down by the end.
Instead of having the back roll out with you and go wide, he just comes right in front of you in a quick handoff.
Right.
Was a delay there trying to get a dry ball?
Yeah, it probably got muddy.
4th and a long one. Or long one. Gronzo, pair of sets.
Oh, he stumbled the backfield. He didn't get it.
He's going to be stopped regardless, and I believe the Chargers, nope, Zabrinski comes up with the ball, but it still remained not passing the first down marker. The Chargers have held 2 consecutive series now, as has the Charger defense, and they'll get the ball again with a 13-point lead. 3:23 to play, first quarter.
Well, if they try that onside kick, do you trying to put that nail in, do you come up and throw the bomb right away and try to air it out a little bit here?
Nah,
You got to feel good about what you're doing.
I wouldn't think you'd throw it long because you're into the breeze, but I think if he was with the breeze, he would.
I think they got to run some clock off, too, here.
Yeah.
McDonald, Parmalee.
Big hole again, big
Same
hole.
hole they went last time. That's a 45, 50s, out
They
to the
tripped over
50-yard
his own
line.
guy?
Yeah, perhaps the man
6.
looking to lay a block for him. Jalen Parmalee, and that's a pickup of about 25.
That's
Jim
a big tool.
Parsons.
That's a big tool you have right there, too. You're going to see it again right here.
He broke one similar to this his last possession for a 65-yard jaunt to the zone.
Nice hole.
They haven't even touched him there.
Yeah, he ran right into his own man.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, it was one of his wideouts.
They ran
down
into
there.
Michael Rogers back there.
Rogers was down there looking to lay on a lick, and he ended up getting a lick laid on. Ball on the 47, 1st and 10. McDonald, Parmalee. That's not new. Parmalee grubs and grunts and groans and picks up about 1.5 yards, maybe 2, bring up 2nd and 8.
He was caught in the backfield, carried 2 of them forward.
Yes, he did. He's tough.
That's a
They're
nice
getting him.
weapon to have.
He's broke a couple. I mean, even on his touchdown run, they hit him a couple times. They're hitting him in the backfield, but he's just running right through them. Tough runner.
Scott McDonald, the junior quarterback, has his instructions from the Charger sideline. He's quickly back into the huddle. Clock runs, 2:25 to play, first quarter. Chargers on top of this one, surprisingly, maybe not. 13-0. McDonald looking to go airborne, and does.
Oh,
nice
nice
catch.
catch. That's
Comes
McShannick
back
again.
for the reception, and Mark McShannick picks up his 2nd reception of the night. And that'll move the
That was a
chains,
nice-
or at least the yard marker.
That was
Bring
a
up
nice play on the ball.
Really
The
was.
ball was into the breeze and actually coming back and
behind him.
behind him, and he had to run back towards the line of scrimmage to actually catch that one.
I would think tonight with the footing being as it is, those little quick passes, you get the defenders backing up and that little quick pass, and it's going to be hard for them to come back forward. And that should be open.
Right.
3rd and a long 4. Ball inside Chemic territory at about the 47-yard line. McDonald, Parmalee the lone setback. Shannon moves forward. Looking to get a draw, straight drop. Parmalee gets a late handoff, and he's digging. That's a first down. That's the 40, still on his feet. And he's inside the 40, down to about the 37-yard line. Another first down, and the Chargers continue to move the ball in their offensive possessions.
I don't know if we'll see this one again, but you're going to see again in the backfield. They've got him by the shirt, and he breaks loose for a big gain.
Yeah, and David Dunn did a nice trap block in there. Yeah. I mean,
Well, again, you go with the offensive line that's gotten Parmalee the yards this far to lead the Valley, and they have not changed a lick to get to this one. 1st and 10. The clock runs 1:05 to play, first quarter. This McDonald, this get
there's the ball loose.
mishandled. Looks like he may be captured again. We'll see what the bottom of the pile figures
I
out
think he
for
got a
us.
nice bounce. I think he came back up to him.
I don't know. Someone's hurt.
Came right back up to the belly.
Oh.
Let's see. The
He
Chargers
slipped on.
maintain their possession.
And that was a break that Midland High needed a little bit. You know, you needed
Yeah.
a loose ball because Dow High is on a roll right now.
Well, that fumble right there picks up 4 yards for you. It's second and 6.
Well, right now, that's the only way Midland's going to stop him is a turnover. They are not stopping them on the run. And when they do, all it takes is one big play, and he's
Yep.
breaking it.
McDonald, a pair of setbacks. Going to the air again. McShannick, and that one he can't handle. Good defense down here on the part of the Chemics, too. Justin Parsons there at the time with the ball. I don't know that McShannick would have come up anyway, but Parsons was going to make sure that if he did, he was going to pay a price for it.
That was actually Scott's, maybe his best pass. That was a nice tight spiral into the hands. Yep.
Stops the clock with 17.4 to play in the quarter. The Chargers with the ball inside of Chemic territory and a lead, 13-0.
I'm sure
They are
Coach Almore thinks this is 4-down territory.
2 possessions and 2 scores for these here Chargers. Parmalee coming back the other way, loses his footing, but gets back to the line of scrimmage. It'll bring up 4th and make it about 4th and 5.
where you are seeing a lot of slipping and sliding right there.
Really?
You saw Parmalee slip there.
Well, and I think as Boynton mentioned earlier too, between the 40s, by the time this one gets to the second, third quarter, this is going to be awful brown and muddy and tough to tell where they're at on the field. And the clock, it appears, has and will run out the quarter. That's our quarter score for you. Surprising to some, expected by others. If you go to the visiting side, those guys aren't surprised at all by the lead.
Well, the one thing too, the last 2 weeks, the Chargers have put some big points on the board. 42-0. And like 34-6, I believe, or
yeah,
something.
They were both sizable.
So they have really put some points on the board, and they picked up right where they left off. And a lot of it's coming on the ground control with Parmalee handling the ball. And when you got a lead, what a nice asset and tool to have over there is to have somebody that can keep the clock running by being able to move the ball on the ground.
Yeah, Greg, going to your comment on having assessed and found their offense in the 6th week of the season. They beat Flint Southwestern Academy 2 weeks ago, 44-6, and then they pounded Flint Northern a week ago, 42-0. So in 2 games, they have put 86 points on the board and allowed just a touchdown with that defense. So they have come to play final season football and for a city championship, and they have a 13-point lead.
Well, that shows you the confidence they're having in their defense as well.
Absolutely.
Because they're going for this play here.
McDonald, he's going to roll, looking for help on the 4th down pass, and it is a completed pass. Looks like Brennan, maybe. Brennan was in motion. Nope, do it again.
Number 40.
Find up.
Michael Deary.
Michael Deary, his first pass attempt, McDonald's to Deary, and his first completion.
Well, not only does it show confidence in your defense because you've been able to stop them, but you must have confidence in your offense because both your passing and your runnings gaining those big
here's
plays.
What's happening, too, and being set in the minds of the Chemics is that is the 3rd receiver now that McDonald is hooked up with. He's not going just with Brennan or McShannock. Now we've added Deary to the game plan, and that's a lot of offense if you're defensively trying to cover it. McDonald, hand off right straight off left tackle, it appears to be. Number 41. Yep. Numbers are getting geared now.
It'll be hard to tell him here shortly. All dirty.
Deary gets back-to-back offensive calls, and Michael Deary gets his 2nd call consecutive in a game. So it's a pickup of about 3. We'll call it 2nd and 7, ball on the 19 of the Chemics. Pair of wideouts split high and low. Brennan in the slot. And this is Brennan. Brennan stays on his feet to get up and over a first down. Nice piece of running there.
Midland's going to have to get more aggressive going to the ball because the first hit, one guy's hit and it's not putting the stop. There's not another person there to help bring him down.
Parsons does make the stop, but I think you're right, Greg. As we've seen Parmalee run, as we've seen Deary run, now as we've seen Brennan run, Midland's defense is getting there to make the initial hit. They're just not wrapping up the Dow runners and receivers, and that's where Dow's getting their extra yardage, is after the catch and or after the handoff and the initial hit. 1st and 10, ball on the 11.
Maybe they're all guarding Parmalee even though he didn't have the ball.
Brennan again with the handoff, and he wrestles in over the 5, inside to about the 2.
They sent Parmalee around the outside, and if you watch along the line, you had 2, the middle linebacker and the safety came up to take that away from him, and they were going up the middle.
Dean Brennan is having himself a game, as is the entire offense and defensive squads of the Chargers. They have a 13-point lead, and they are knocking on a door. 10 minutes to play here in the first half, and the Chargers on 2nd and short inside the 2, and there Parmalee's hitting the backfield again. Still eludes the first hit, but he's then wrapped up by the interior line of the Chemics.
Caleb Winter on that hit in the backfield, and he is a key. He is the middle linebacker for the Chemics who leads the team in tackles this year, and he is the one that's going to have to get involved here, I think, to make some of these plays.
Well, again, Winter makes the first hit. Parmalee spins, and he's actually free to go again.
He hit him pretty good. You're going to have to start blitzing, and the defensive line is going to have to stay in their lane a little bit more. Dow's pulling.
Well, when they do blitz the line, like you said, they're not staying in their lane, and Parmalee's getting past it. Once you pass the line, there's nobody there.
Loss of a yard, 3rd and 2. McDonald slips in the backfield as Brennan. McDonald's going to keep it, and he's in the zone.
That might have been a broken play.
I think it was. Brennan slipped. McDonald saw it, hung on to it, went to the open, and now in 3 consecutive possessions, the Chargers have hit touchdown pay dirt.
I think it was a broken play and heads up on McDonald's part. I don't know if we'll see that again, but you'll see him. Was it Parley that slipped in the backfield and McDonald kept it? Was it Brennan?
Brennan slipped. It looked like maybe he was the handoff again
Heads
to go
up play
tackle.
for Scott.
Yeah, because they actually stopped him. They actually had Brennan stop. They hit him.
And Michael Rogers will attempt it again.
Rogers looks to add to this collection.
There's the fake.
And a pitch is going out to Rogers. Rogers, and that 2-point conversion is not going to happen.
Actually, if he would have kept running, he might have had that.
You think?
Well, the original handoff went to Deary.
I just meant to say, when do you think they might try to get that point back that they missed and go for 2? Because they've been going. They're moving the ball on the ground or in the air.
Right.
And let's try to get the point back. But now we've got 2 special team mistakes. Even though they went for the 2 on that, they didn't get it in. So you're missing those 2, and that could end up being crucial. But Midland's got to prove they can move the ball first.
Yeah, they've only had the ball for 7 plays so far.
Yeah.
It has been all Dow High to this point with 9:12 to play. And, you know, it's a lot of game left, but when you say it's been all Dow High and they've done this in 12 plus 3 in 15 minutes, they, as you can see, have made a sizable impact on the scoreboard, leading now 19-0.
It's very, very rare. In fact, you can't really think of any where this team's been so lopsided this quick in a game.
Right.
Well, the best thing's going on right now. It's still real early in the
Sure.
game.
Rogers in the kick away. He's going to
Absolutely,
keep it on
touched
the
it.
ground.
I think he touched it.
They've started the clock, and
well, I am not so sure he didn't touch that ball.
Yeah, but I think anytime it goes in the end zone, it's a touchdown.
Even if they touch it, it's not a fair.
I think so.
Wow.
I
the
don't know.
official actually had a pretty good look at it.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm with you.
Yeah,
Teach your kids to cover the ball.
Yeah, absolutely.
Especially if there it is.
We're going to see it again.
Let's
see if he touches
take a look at it here.
Seemed like it
Eyes.
hopped off his shoulder pad. Beautiful kick by Michael.
Yeah, that's a tough one to kick.
Yeah, just missed the camera there.
So therefore, it just missed the player. Good call. Stay with it. Let's run with it. Ball's at the 20, as are the Chemics. They got 80 yards to go to try to scratch and dent what the Chargers have put together here in their first 3 possessions.
First attempt.
Scoring touchdowns every time. Gronzo, he's going to keep it. Nice block downfield. Hammer time.
Yeah, that's going to happen. You're going to get a personal. Number 32, Chase Coble.
Well,
You
Coble
can't-
actually.
But you can't be kicking your foot there. That's going to be a big 15-yarder, I think.
Let's take a look at it. So it is.
No.
Yeah, you're going to get a personal foul. Beautiful block. Now right here he does the kick. Boom.
Oh,
Can't
he should
do
be
that.
out of the game.
Yeah, can't do that.
He did, yeah.
Yeah, that's.
I think he did. He hit Mr. Ballard there.
You don't want to give a team a lion. You don't want to give them any breathing room. They're a lion dog right now, and boy, you wake them up. That's going to be a big 15-yarder.
The ball from
They might
Gronzo was
kick him
actually
right out of the game.
ran out to the 35.
Brings the ball out to the 48-yard line.
That
Actually,
15-yard penalty is now assessed and puts them at their own 48.
We get him down. You don't want to do stuff like
exactly.
that.
You got a lion. They're lying down. They're a lion dog. Don't make them dangerous.
We have a stop in play. Going to move the down marker to read its appropriate down, which is 1st and 10. Clock will start again.
That was the first pass attempt. Even if it was a fake, it was the first pass attempt that Gronzo's dropped back on.
The first down.
Actually, 99 there broke wide open.
Gronzo nowhere to go, and Dow smothers him. And now he's got a pitch man.
Nice
To
pitch.
Serbinsky. He's inside the 35, 30, and he's finally brought down at the 30-yard line. Broken down, Michael Deary ends up making the stop.
And you're giving a little bit of life back into the Chemics here.
Take a look at it. You can see Gronzo originally was going to eat that rascal right here, and then he goes, nope, and then he gets rid of it.
Play.
Nice play on the quarterback.
Yeah.
Serbinsky, and then a nice cutback move.
Good
and
read by
Deary
Matt
with the
Gronzo.
down. Good camera work, guys. 8.5 to play first half. The Chemics need a bunch. Handoff this time goes off the left side, and ball carrier's number 23, Kyle Chase, the senior running back.
We only haven't had a chance to call much of these guys' names tonight. You know.
Well, you wonder too. Just you never know what kind of impact that personal foul has. Because 15 yards plus, boy.
Especially when you haven't been able to get a first down on your own, that ultimately can be what it takes to get you
just that little bit
motivated.
Yep, now you're down in 4-down territory.
Ball on the 25. Granzo,
That's another 4 or
handoff
5.
straight forward. Down inside the 23. The mark is at the 23. It'll bring up 3rd and about 3.
But as a player, this type of field and conditions was always fun to play in. I mean, you go and you hit.
It's football.
You slide. Muddy.
Yeah.
Hey, do you guys see that referee down there? He covered the ball for Midland. Is he doing that for Dow too?
Yeah.
Okay.
You're so observant. Granzo, handoff to Serbinsky. Serbinsky's not back to the line of scrimmage. If he is, just got there.
Chase Copeland on that stop again. Oh, late flag again.
Flag.
See where this one comes from.
That was a real late flag. They were all getting off the pile.
Dean Brennan also in on the stop defensively for the Chargers. Who are we going to talk to? Here's the prelim.
Another
Personal
personal
foul. This one against the Chargers.
Oh, both ways.
Offsetting.
Well, that's a good break right there. It's one thing you can't start letting the talking and everything that's going to be happening on the field affect what's going on here. Stay poised and play the game, especially if you're the Chargers right now, because like we've been saying, you've got all the momentum, a big lead.
Make them come get
That's
you.
right.
Don't give them a path. It's going to bring it up 4th and 2. They need to get inside the 20, actually, down to about the 19 for a first down. This is Granzo. 3 setbacks. Granzo keeps it, and he's down. Nice play, number 32 for the Chargers. Chase Coble.
And Brian Charlton
interrupts that game plan, and it's Charger football. That's a huge stop.
Well, good for Coble. He stepped up. He made the last 2 plays after that personal foul, so he turned it back around and made some plays to make up for it a little bit. Nice effort out there.
Come through there. Blitzed that one pretty good. Run it. That was going to the outside and knifed him down before Midland could get rid of the ball and do their option.
Yeah, that play didn't even hardly have a chance to develop, did it?
No, he knifed right in there so quick that.
A new quarterback here?
First and 10.
Castle?
Who's
First
this?
and 10 from the 23-yard line. It is Castle. Parmalee gets the call, and he's out over the 25 to about the 26.
He's fun to watch. He's never brought down in that first hit.
Doesn't seem like it.
That's fun to watch.
Doesn't seem like it.
So McDonald hurt, or they're just resting him a little bit?
I don't know. I didn't see him. I was looking for him over on the sideline there. But
Yes.
he may just be in some hot chocolate.
Warming up his hands.
Got somebody limping on the sideline, but it looks like a defensive player. Deep in number. This is Corey Castle. Now quarterbacking duties for the Chargers. Parmalee again. Nice move. He's out over the 30, out to about the 31 before he's wrapped up and brought out of bounds. Jim Parsons on the stop, as well as number 20 for the Chemics, Christopher Baum. Making
And
the
Scott
stop.
McDonald's coming back in. But they really didn't miss a beat there.
He's got a little hitch in his giddy up.
Yeah, he's limping a little bit there.
Well, they moved him as a defensive in the defensive backfield too, so he's playing both ways now too. As is, I've seen Matt Granzo out there playing both ways. So both quarterbacks have been playing both ways.
3rd and 3. Clock runs. 5:30 to play in the half. The Chargers on top. Huge. 19-0. And Parmalee gets the call, and he didn't get the first down, and Chemics will get it back. Parmalee over the 30 to about the 32.
It'll be the Chargers' first pump. Scott has got a little limp to him as he's going off the field again.
Yep, he does. Looks like maybe a left ankle or something that
Have
he's
to
trying
keep
to
our eye
favor.
on that a little bit here.
Looked like the Grubs stayed down a little bit more in that series, piled it up a little bit
Defensively for the Chemics?
Yes, defensively for the Chemics. Because Dow High's line's really doing a great job. They're pulling, and when you get up in line and your offensive line's pulling on you and you're a defensive player and you're standing up, you're knowing you're getting hit a lot.
Justin Parsons for the Chemics will await the oncoming punt by Dean Brennan. Parsons at his own 30-yard line. Brennan will get rid of it at his 26.
If that
It's
takes
a
a nice
line
bounce.
shot kick.
And it does. Takes a nice Dow Charger bounce.
Oh, he touched it.
And this is just
Good downfield coverage.
inside the 20 at about the 17, and that's where the Chemics will have it in 4 minutes 22 seconds to do something with it.
That was actually, you're going to feel it around the 30, 35-yard line. Chemics should have had some good field position on that. And that took that hop, and the coverage was great, and everything's bouncing the Chargers' way in the first half.
It bounced away from him instead of bouncing to him, and then...
But again, he could have come up on that ball, too. He let that ball play him just a little bit.
Well, you take a look, and he's experienced it as a DB. He knows that the footing isn't real sure, and if it wasn't right at him, if it's off to the left or right, you still got to give Mother Nature credit for making something oddball happen if it's not right at you. Gronzo had a good drive last time. Serbinsky will get the call. He'll pick up a yard maybe, and then he's met by a host of Charger defenders.
Well, that seems like a good hole to him, right out there. You know, 5 holes between the guard and the end, or the tackle at the end.
Cobo, McShannock, a pair of 4 that were in on that stop. A gain of 2, we'll call it. 2nd and 8. Ball now on the 20. First time we've seen Gronzo from the shotgun.
Well, we got
lined up next to him is
out.
Kyle Chase. 3 at the top of your screen. Split 1 at the bottom and a whistle. And a flag.
Too much time.
Going to the West Coast offense, Randy. Which works so well for the Lions.
Procedure as the actual call. That'll move
I'm
back.
not sure where I saw that. They had everybody. They had 3 wide receivers. Nobody was moving.
No, well, the defense never moved over and rotated to him. You know, that's why you throw it out there, is to do it kind of quick, so you know.
Well, you caught him.
You had him off guard.
Only 2 defenders over there with 3.
Yep.
Clock has started 3.5 to play in the half.
And now they still haven't.
Dow
still hasn't shifted.
Yep. Same alignment. Now he's calling out the end.
There's a high snap left. Another high snap.
Gronzo in a pitch. And it's red and down. Kyle Chase, the intended playmaker on that after the Gronzo pitch, and there's nothing happening.
Right now, it almost looks like the Chemics are in slow motion. The Dow is reading every single play.
Similar to those warm-ups we saw.
Yeah.
Before the game. It's a huge loss, as a matter of fact, a loss of about 10. It's going to bring up 3rd down and 18. Ball is on their own. That being the Chemics, it's on their own 10. Gronzo again from the shotgun, and this is a screen over the middle, nowhere to go. Wow.
That's the way to come in and clean up a pile, though. I didn't see his number, but
Mark Mesmer,
I believe
was a second hit. I'm not sure who hit first, but Mesmer finished it.
He finished
that was it right there.
you take care of him. You take care of it. That's the way you do it.
Cobo also went on that play
the other
again.
One?
Yeah,
so,
number 32.
That's the 2 guys that are leading the team in tackles. But Chemics going to take a timeout here?
Well, as it doesn't seem to be getting.
You're going to punt from the end zone, and I'll tell you what, you're going to see it again here.
I was just watching our, look like an igloo on the lift down there. We're pretty wrapped in down there. Probably the warmest seat in the house.
Yeah, but he's on that metal pole. One little bit of lightning or something. And
he's done.
We're not in color anymore. But they're going to pump from the end zone now. You got 2:25. Chargers should get excellent field position, and you could really, really put the Chemics down going into halftime, Randy.
Well, they've got right now, as the return men are going to go to the 50-yard line and await the boot from Landowski.
I think he's going into the wind.
Yeah, I mean, he had a couple nice punts. Yes, he had a couple nice punts in the first quarter, but.
Well, he had about a 55-yarder, the one that bounced in the end zone here. Let's see what he does here on this.
Frenzel, and I cannot get the high snap. Landowski plays it. That's going to be a short punt. Chargers clear out, and it's going to come to rest. Yeah, about the 34-yard line.
So about a 30-yarder?
Yeah, 30.
You could just see the wind just knock it down. It looked like it took off nice, and wind just stopped it.
Yeah, he's got a good leg.
Well, McDonald and the Chargers have 34 yards to go in 2 minutes and 15 seconds to get it there. And they have a 19-0 lead, that with the 2:15 left first half at Midland Community Stadium. It's been all Dow High Chargers.
Something tells me you won't be satisfied with the score going into half either.
No.
He comes right out throwing.
This is quick out.
Rogers
Nice
has
play.
it. He's
And a
got a
nice
lot
play
of room.
coming around. Rogers. Brought down inside the 10 at about the 5.
Yeah, as I said, I didn't think he was going to set on it. I was going to catch him, and they're just pushing the chemics around right now.
Michael Rogers on a quick out, and he hit the quick slant, beat the defender, and gets him the 5. Let's take a look at it.
You're always better on offense because you know where you're going than the defense.
Here's that quick
You know,
little.
you can't see it because the
You can't see,
defensive
but see how
guy
he
slipped.
slipped?
Yep.
That's exactly it. That's going to be there all night.
You know, but if you're on defense, you're trying to guess where the offensive guy's going. It's tougher to.
Well, Dow's got him on their heels right now, too, and that doesn't help.
First
Oh,
and
they
goal.
mixed it up well.
First and goal.
That's
This
a
is
good
McDonald.
shot.
Motion is Brennan. He's going to the top. Pitch goes to Parmalee. There's some power. He powers back, gets a step. Back to the line of scrimmage is Jalen. Clock will continue to run at 1:38. A whistle to look, and Dow High has called the time.
Joseph Grillo on the stop of Parmalee.
Yeah, this big, you know, you hate to say it, but this is a big series for Midland right now.
You
They
bet
gotta
it is.
stop them.
You bet it is.
Well, like we said earlier, especially when they've had trouble scoring points this year, and you're already, I'm not sure if you look through their schedule there, what's the most points they've scored in a game this year?
68
They had the one blowout.
against the academy.
Yeah, that was middle school, wasn't it?
Scored 20 against Arthur Hill.
20. I thought
13 against Muskegon. That was their first loss. Yeah, they beat Southwestern Academy 69.
But if you go through their other, it's 10, and they've scored 10 and 15. And they did get 34 off Flint Northern. But they haven't been a potent offense.
Coach Andy Castle goes out and has convo with his defensive unit, telling them to bow their neck.
But you can bet coming out in that second half and at the end of this one, Midland will not quit. They're too much pride over there, and too good of coaching, and they will make a statement in this game.
McDonald in the lone set is Parmalee. McDonald's going to go to the air for this one. Nice little fade to Brennan, and he hits out.
What a catch.
Nice catch.
A 5-yard touchdown strike to Dean Brennan, and the Chargers continue to add to their collection.
What a throw by McDonald, and what a catch
That was a
by
great
Brennan.
catch.
Unbelievable. Had hands right in his face. Here it comes
Take
again.
a look at it, guys.
Coming right at you. Again, a quick drop by McDonald. Beautiful throw.
It's right there.
And I'm here to tell you, the defender could no more
Yeah.
wore him like a shirt than he was. That's just a great pass, great catch.
That was the only place he could throw the ball,
Yeah,
and McDonald laid it in there.
He reached
Very
back
impressive.
And just grabbed it.
Michael Rogers, back to kick.
A 7-yard strike it was. From McDonald to Brennan. And that's a low kick and discarded low and left. Never really.
He's just slipping. I mean,
Yeah,
didn't do much.
there's no footing there, and you almost wonder, are you going to just go for two now? Because, at the other end, Michael kicked the one right through the second kick. But yeah, his planting foot's missing. The ball's coming off his foot, whether it's wet or.
He's just losing confidence the way he's doing now, because as soon as he stepped, you can just tell he was just looking to see if he was going to fall or.
Yeah, that's something that you'll have to look at here as this game goes on. And we keep talking about that's the third
Missed
extra points. That the one was the fake, trying for two, but that's the third special team mistake they've had. But if you keep scoring touchdowns, these extra points that you're missing aren't going to hurt you.
That's right.
Well, yeah, and especially when Midland hasn't scored any. So you're still way ahead. So if you miss three.
Dow scored in 50 seconds there. I mean, they had a short yard, still 35 yards or whatever. But Midland's got time. But they can't make a mistake here. You sure don't want to have a costly turnover and have something run back on you. But I'm actually kind of surprised Midland hasn't tried that little quick screen pass.
Chase and Sabrinsky await the Rogers kick. It's a weak kick at about the 18, and Chase is brought down at the 31-yard line.
First and 10 for Midland High.
Is that Rogers?
No.
Try to turn 17. I've seen the one.
Ken Spencer.
Ken Spencer, I'll give him credit. Did a nice job getting down there, getting to the ball.
$1:29. 89 seconds remain here in the half, and I'm not sure if you're Coach Terry Wilczek, you're willing to throw something up and put this, if it's not already out of reach, what you're willing to do. Do you want to run it out or not? Sabrinsky, he's the ball carrier. He is now out over the 40 for a first down at about the 43.
Well, that's what you're going to try to do right there. I think that, you know, hit the line quickly and try to get that big break. Like has Parmalee had a couple of big runs in there, and see if you can't strike rather quickly.
Clock runs at 1:20.
But you got to believe they're going to do it on the ground. That's their offense.
Yes, you're right. You're right. Motion, Gronzo. Hand off to Serbinski again. He's out to the 45-yard line, a pickup of about 3.
So they're putting the guy in motion. They're got a full house and putting the guy flanker in motion and just trying to run up the middle, trying to overpower him. Actually, Dow's been stopping him right there, but 3 or 4 plays is where they made their big yardage is right up the middle.
And they're, you know, they're letting the clock run out here too. And it's so.
Yeah, they'll go make their assessments for half. Gronzo to the air, and it's knocked down.
At number 40?
Looked like Chris Hill, perhaps, with his hand
10,
on the ball.
40,
Michael Deary, I think, got his hand. He's a big fella. 6'4", 200 pounds.
Here's one that caught that big 4th down pass.
Oh, he's 6'4", everyone else is 6'1".
Well, let's put him up against Scott McDowell and see which one's really 6'4" here.
And that new kid that the Chemics got that
Gary was telling us about?
Yeah, Gary was saying?
According to our friends in the radio biz.
Grabowski or?
Gronzo, and a nice pass out here in the right flat, and it's not held on to. If they're going to give it to him, we'll see. Ken Hoffman, the intended receiver, first if it's complete.
If it's 52.
Timeout, H.H. Dow. That is their 3rd and last here of the first half. 4th and 7 will be long. Dow maybe just looking to break something on a return, which they've done.
Yeah, I think they're just going to make sure they don't get burnt deep on this play here and let anything happen bad before you go into halftime. You've got all the momentum. Midland's down. They've taken the fans out of the game.
They take the fans almost home.
Yeah. Actually, I'd be if it wasn't up here in this booth.
You'd have to stay because your kids are running around.
I got to find my kids. They're running around getting wet.
Matter of fact, it continues like this. We're just going to hook up your Nextel and send you home anyway.
There you go.
We just get you to call it from your couch.
It'll be interesting in the second half here because you know Midland's, they're going to come out and play. They're going to punt the ball away, huh?
I think you leave the audio on. Ooh, offside, but they're going to call it.
No flag. Again, a weak punt that's going to land in the middle of the pack and take a Chemic bounce inside the 25 and rest at about the 24 with 14.9. So do you go to a knee and get out of here and get your people warm if you're Coach Aldemore?
Well, I think you got to be more than satisfied. You sure don't need anything to turn sour on you.
Now, and this would not be the position on the field at your own 24 to give something up simple.
But again, you can hand it off to Parmalee, and he just may break one for you.
Yeah, they'll try that.
I
don't think you'll see a pitch or nothing.
Yeah. Got to get a clean handoff.
No, they're down in it. Look at the way they're set up.
Yeah.
And they do. Chemics out of timeouts. And that will break us out of time in the half.
Leave the audio on. You might be able to hear Coach Wilczek from here.
But you can bet they're going to come up and make a statement here. The Chemics will come back, and in the second half, you know, that's what they're all about. They've been down before. They're a good ball club. The only thing that I'm wondering on is in watching their offense here, they appear to be a ground game offense, and I'm wondering what they got in the air, if they've got enough to come back putting the ball up.
I think they'll try a few pass patterns. If they're not going to give away pass patterns now, I wouldn't think. I mean, you still got next week. Midland's looking at.
Well, that's right, and they're coming off the big win to get into the playoffs. You wonder if that's a big letdown. It's hard to say that would be because you got the city championship here, but those quick passes are going to be there. The defense is going back. The footing's not good. Dow's capitalized a couple times. So I expect some of that from the Chemics coming up.
You're going to have to start stopping the clock and try to march down the field. The only way you stop the clock in high school is incomplete passes or first down and out of bounds. So, yeah, you know, the little short ones, I don't expect to see anything real deep or anything.
Yeah, perhaps too much at stake knowing that regardless of your drives next week, you're being scouted a little bit this week. I don't know that if your coach Terry Wilczek, and I'm not saying, he stated earlier in the week, he's looking, this team is still looking for the perfect game. Obviously, they are not near that tonight. Conditions, the time of the year, what they've got playing in next week, but I do believe, I think I'm with Greg, in both you and Greg Rand, is that this is I expect a different second half of football. From Midland, I don't know that you're going to get a different second half from Dow High, because they've got confidence right now that they're just going to keep running their game, and all tomorrow run with that.
I think that's right. Game plan. But one thing you want to do if you're Dow is don't just sit on it either. I mean, what a great play calling from Altamore, mixing it up, going up in the air, quick passes. He's using all three of his backs. He's used 3 wide receivers. We talked about Michael Rogers missing a couple there, but he's got to feel good. He caught the big play and got him inside the goal there, and so I mean everybody's contributing right here. The defense has just totally dominated the game, and it's quite stunning, I think. I mean,
so
Dow was a good ball club.
What we'll look for is actually the ability not to lose, but to play to win.
Play to win now,
and you've got the backfield to control the clock, so we should be all right.
Yeah.
Who is?
Farmer?
Oh, we are. Are we going half? We're going to do a half? Checking with our producer. Okay. All right.
What are we going to do?
I don't know.
We don't know. Well, they got 400 band members. We should probably shoot a little of those guys.
I failed my lip reading course, and me and Grass is going to have to go after this when we're done. Hey, our halftime score, which we didn't have, if you think about it, we didn't have this halftime score 24 minutes of play ago. 25-0, the Chargers in complete command of the first half.
Minute a point.
That's a point a minute. He's so good in math. He is like that. We've got another half for you. We'll see what we can conjure up for halftime from you. From our halftime score, I'm Dale Robbins, Randy Boynton, Greg Sovey, and all the groups of volunteers putting this thing together. Another half coming your way. Welcome back, and we hope you had a true time pause of about 30 seconds. Real time, not a lot has changed, except we've gotten about another 15 minutes of just a full-blown rain that it's been all game long here at Midland Community Stadium. Dale Robbins along with Greg Sovey and Randy Boynton and MCTV Channel 3. Just excited to bring you the 32nd annual championship game of the City of Midland football. It's Dow High and Midland High, and as you can plainly see, the Chargers from H.H. Dow have had complete control of this one in the first 24 minutes. Guys, we talked about it a little before the half break, and if you take a look, Dow will probably not change a thing. As you see, the weather has not made a difference at this point here in the half. Dow will not change, and Midland has some things that it needs to change in order to make this thing back within range. What are your thoughts?
Well, I would think Dow wouldn't change it. Can continue to control the line of scrimmage and run the ball, but I'd like to see them come out and still throw a little bit too, because that opens up that run a little bit, and that quick little pass has been working well for them. And just if they don't play too defensively, you don't want to play to lose the lead now. You want to have some time control, run some time off the clock, and but hey, it's their ball game right now. You catch Midland down a little bit here early on. This first possession, both ways, is very, very important.
Midland gets the ball first,
we'd like to thank WMPX
and they got to come down and score. That's all there is to it right now. They got to come down and score. And as far as like Coach Altamore doing, there's no reason for him to change. He's got Midland High's got to keep 5 or 6 people back because he's throwing the ball and putting so many people in the pattern.
Right.
So they can't come up and try to be tackling Mr. Parmalee there all the time.
Right. Well, they proved on their first drive that they were not going to let weather dictate their game plan. If you remember, they took their third play from scrimmage and went to the air, got the first down to Brennan, and then they ended up scoring a huge touchdown with McShannock getting on the score where they beat him defensively, and that was on after they had field position and went for a 4th and long. So actually, Dow has shown that they're going to play against the odds all night tonight.
Well, and that's a confidence booster, too. They feel they can move both on the ground and in the air whenever they want, no matter what the down yardage is or the play down. And Midland's got to come out aggressive, like Randy said. But this first possession here, Midland comes back, marches up the field, and puts some points on the board here, we might have a ball game.
Yeah.
But if Dow stops him and gets the ball back and is able to move a little bit, Midland's in a world of hurt.
Take a look at some first half stats for you quickly here. Talking about the passing game of Dow High, it was Scott McDonald. He actually had a carry that gained him 3 yards. He was 6 of 8 in the air, and he tallied 117 yards in a pair of touchdowns, in the first half. Parmalee on the ground, Greg mentioned him, 14 carries, 123 total yards, and a touchdown. That run was about 69 yards for Parmalee. Brennan, he's been fairly active offensively for the Chargers. A pair of carries, 6 carries actually for 23 yards, and he has caught touchdown passes, one of 37 and another for 7 yards. And McShannick also a pair of receptions and a touchdown, totaling 32 yards for Dow's offense.
You talked about McDonald only had the 1 carry for 3 yards, but if you remember, it was the broken play down at the end where he slipped in the backfield, where Parmalee slipped in the backfield, and McDonald got it in the end zone. So the Chargers not only have made their own breaks, they've gotten a few good breaks as well.
Right.
Very good read for Scott McDonald.
Yeah, I mean,
a lot of poise to continue on with that play and hang on to it himself.
And that's what they're taught as a quarterback. You know, if you miss the handoff, you follow the back into the hole, and that's what they. That's what they did.
Well, you know, you try to force a handoff or something, or all of a sudden you have a fumble, you lose the ball, and they haven't done anything to hurt themselves. And if they continue to do that, it should be their ball.
Right, they haven't. Right, they haven't done anything to hurt themselves tonight.
Serbinski and Chase back deep, awaiting the Rogers kick. It'll be Chase at his own 10. At the 15, he goes to his right, and he's tripped up there and brought down.
Chase brought down.
Mark Mesmer with the tackle. And again, right there, that ball died at the 10-yard line. Midland wasn't aggressive to the ball.
Mark Mesmer
Dow's coverage team got down there in time to put a stop to him, and Midland's deep in the hole.
Yeah, they didn't get it out to the 20.
But again, he waited for that ball to bounce a little bit, and that wet ground, it just died, just laid there. He had to go get it.
Well, we'll see what Gronzo can figure out to start his first possession of the second half. It's Stabrinski, the ball carrier. Stabrinski gets out over the 20 to about the 23-yard line. It'll bring up a second down.
17.
Remain long. Actually, a fairly good game. Second and 5, we'll call it.
That was actually a pretty good first down yardage there.
Got 5 yards on it.
Gronzo and a wet football and a wet back he hands off to. Stabrinski, nope, do it again. It's Chase, the ball carrier. And Chase will pick up about 3 yards, bring up a 3rd and short. We'll call it 3rd and 2. Mesmer on the stop for the Chargers.
3rd down, 1 yard to go.
Gronzo's got his instructions. He's back to the huddle.
This is a huge 3rd down play here, 3rd and 1.
They need to make this. Dow's got 9 people in the box.
Stabrinski, the ball carrier, out over the 35, and we've got whistles, we've got flags, we've got a first down according before he was down, but
I'm not so sure that was a real late hit. I think it was an aggressive hit, but I don't. Did you think he wasn't really down?
He was still trying to go for yardage.
Oh, maybe it's against Midland then. We might have.
They're chatting with the Chargers.
I was thinking maybe it was a late hit there when that ball came out, but it's going to be motion against Chargers. Back up the Chemics, and that's something the Chemics, haven't had a lot of penalties here.
Right.
But you can't afford to have it come back. That was a late flag for a motion, wasn't it?
Yeah, it actually didn't come until
the hit.
Stabrinski was actually stopped, and if the motion occurred, that was
that late?
I don't know. That was something.
3rd and 6 is the call. Gronzo from the shotgun.
Oh, high snap. Good hands by
hangs
Gronzo.
on, and he's got nowhere to go but to hang on to the ball. Wrestled down by Frankel.
That's not the opening series of downs the Chemics needed here to start up second half, but I'm real confused on that penalty. That was a killer right there. 3rd and 1 going back down to 3rd and 6.
Devon Schaefer read it, and Gronzo had nowhere to go.
Eric.
That was a good pair of hands by Matt Gronzo. That could have been a safety real quick there.
You bet.
We got a long snap again here. Let's see what happens on this one.
Brennan and Frankel back. Snap is good. Landowski gets rid of it. It's again into the wind. He's not had any luck at all going that way. Bounce over the 25. It'll come to rest at about the 30-plus yard line where the Chargers get their first possession here of the second half. They scored on all but one of their possessions in the first half. We'll see if they get that kind of a rhythm going here in the last 24 minutes.
There's a very stiff wind blowing back out toward Washington Street there, and he kicked the ball up in there, and it's just completely dying off.
Yeah, you almost have to try to just kick it low and roll it. There you go.
Yeah,
Hope it rolls for you.
Yeah, he's not been able to get anything beneath it, and I think a lot of that too is that's the first one actually has been a clean snap for him that he's not had the high bound to come down with. McDonald, a nice pitch.
Good hands.
Sure is.
And he breaks loose.
Here we go. I think that's Brennan. It is. Brennan inside the 25, wrestled out at the 20, and that's going to be about a 5-yard gain. What could have and should have been a loss in the backfield. The Chargers keep moving their feet.
Dean Brennan made that play all himself. You're going to see it again right here. He's coming to the left of your screen here. Watch first the catch, the one-handed grab. Nobody's there to get him, and there's 2-3 missed tackles. Another missed tackle.
Yeah, that could have been a 10-yard loss, and Brennan kept chopping. And if you saw the defender actually right off the handoff to McDonald, he was actually wrapped up before he got that pitch out to Brennan.
Almost caught it himself.
Huge play. First down. Chains have moved. Motion going now to the top of your screen. McDonald, he's looking to go to the air. And it's out and completed, and a nice pass play to Deary. And Deary's out close to yet another first down.
It's kind of what we were talking about. You know Coach Aldermer's not going to set on. He's going to come out and do the things that have got him here. And it looks like it's a night where just about everything you're doing is working.
Here's the pass to Deary again.
He looked pretty healthy.
Deary come in motion. There he goes.
And McDonald with confidence begins to run a nice grab on a wet ball. The clock runs at 8:40 to play third quarter. Our score is 25 for the Chargers. They're with the ball inside of Chemic territory. The Chemics have yet to scratch the scoreboard. 25-0. Early second half action. Parmalee, his first carry of the second half. He's inside the 15, down to about the 10, and that's close to a first down.
Matt Wolf with the tackle for the Chemics.
Hanging, they got to pop him. Midland High just kind of hanging on. That's why they're That's why he's breaking tackles.
Yeah, they're tackling up and grabbing onto the shirt. They're not getting them down on the legs.
Yeah, the waist and the butt.
Keeps his legs moving. But the Chemics have got to start to almost going and trying to get the ball too. You're forcing a turnover, and they're not hitting hard enough right now to cause a turnover.
Right, take a swing at the ball. Right.
3rd and 1, McDonald and the Chargers. Motion is Deary going to the top. 3-step drop going into the end zone. Early hit. Intended receiver was McShannock, and he is wrapped up perhaps early defensively by number 6. I believe that was Jim Parsons defending there.
Got him a little bit early, coming from behind him.
Well,
it is an interference call.
You do that or let them have a touchdown.
Well, there again, that's that quick pass. And let's watch the defender to see if that ground affects him backing off at all. Oh, he just hit him early.
Yep, coming around to the outside. Trying to get to the inside. Well, it is going to be a 1st and goal.
What, about 6?
Now you got Parsons
Marks
out
it
there.
Almost right on the 5.
Parsons there at 5'10", trying to handle Deary at 6'4". And that's some of that coming over your back. You got to climb up his back just to knock the ball down.
Bring me a ladder.
1st and goal from the 5. Clock runs. Parmalee, touchdown. Jalen Parmalee with his 2nd carry into the zone tonight. And the Chargers are not taking the first half for granted. Take a look again. Horse, Jalen Parmalee gets the handoff. 1 hit, 2, 3. He's not done till he smells goal line.
There's a happy Coach Aldermer over there, huh?
Yes, very happy.
What an effort. 31-0. You never would have thunk this one. Michael Rogers get to work on his extra point again. And again, it'll be a good learning experience here. Michael's there's the fake again.
High snap.
Got him open. Got him open.
Extra point's good.
Michael Deary catches it.
Yeah, the 2-point conversion this time for the first time has worked for the Chargers, and that'll add to their collection. 33-0. And the Chargers on each and every but one possession have cashed it in for touchdowns.
Boy, that's a shocker. Look at that board. That's just unbelievable.
Yes, it is.
And that's the possession, the 2 possessions we were talking about, Randy, as we started this half, is the Chemics got the ball first. They had, again, there's a whole lot of time left, but they're just in a hole. I mean, they're just buried right now.
Yeah.
But if they could have moved on and made something happen, but Dow got the ball back, they stuck them. In fact, we lost yardage, and Dow had short field to work with.
Absolutely.
And Dow's got the wind to their back right now, so this was really, you know, Dow's just building on right now, but that could have been it right there.
Right, you had to come down and do something with the first possession, and you had to stop them one time, and they haven't.
Well, I think what you got to look at now, too, the Chemics got to get out of this game healthy. They're going into playoffs. You can't afford to get anybody hurt now. And,
Right.
And it's an opportunity maybe where everybody's going to get some seniors in the ballgame.
Rogers in the boot. This one will be fielded by Chase, or actually not fielded at about the 18, and Chase
He's
comes
got a
away.
line. Michael Rogers
Rogers, the only one back,
he's going to get
and
him.
wrapped him up.
Nice play by Michael Rogers.
Rogers trips him up.
You know, you got to block if you're out there.
Not till he gets back to Charger territory at about the 42-yard line. Take a look at the Chase return of the Rogers punt.
And you watch it again. It was mishandled on the kick. He drops it here.
Well, you watch how many times, I mean, the pros and everybody, that really does happen a lot when, you know, when they drop it, it seems to break open for them. It just seems to hesitate.
The defense, I think, actually hesitates a little bit. Granzo back to pass, and he's airing
Granzo
it
into
out.
the air. Nice pass. Good defense.
Oh, what a play.
Intended receiver for the Chemics was Kenny Hoffman.
Is that number 17?
Granzo had him in a nice play defensively, by Kenny Spencer. Spencer, do it again. Spencer, and some good defense.
Actually, he read the ball. The ball underthrown just a little bit.
Yeah,
That allowed
the wind
Spencer
knocked
to,
it down,
yeah,
you know.
yeah,
It's tough to throw into that wind.
That was actually a real nice pass into that wind.
Right. I mean, when you get the flag to stand straight out like it is tonight,
Yeah,
it's the wind's blowing.
Now, if you remember, too, that was actually really well defensed by the Chargers. There were 3 defenders between Hoffman and Granzo, the quarterback. This one's going to go up the middle. Chargers say they've got it. Nothing official.
Sabrinsky.
They called it down.
He was down already?
Yeah, the official
Actually, I think
say
he slipped and fell fairly early on there.
Well, the last touchdown to take the Chargers to 31 has done somewhat for the ease of seating and parking here at the Midland Community Stadium facility.
Got a lot of open seats right now.
Yeah, but there's a lot more people sitting on the Charger side.
That's right. They're all going over.
They're all moving over the other side.
Bandwagons.
You got to be with the
What
wind.
is up with that? Shotgun, Granzo, he'll keep it.
Oh, push from
Hammered
behind
there.
there.
Dow in the recovery. 35, 40, 30 down to the 30.
It's going to stay.
Last possession belongs to the Chargers. Up and with it was Brian Walser. And Walser gets the Chargers the ball this time at about the Chemic 26-yard line.
You can see that was coming on the Charger guy because he's looking backwards. That other guy was coming from the side.
Coming from the side, never saw.
Never seen it.
Here,
Bang.
watch it again here.
First they hit on Granzo. Bang.
What a hit.
I don't know. That
Walser.
he was
Granzo
passing
stayed down,
there.
too. Now
He
watch him
sees
check
that one, but he
15.
never smelled that one coming. And just out of bounds. Needless to say, the Chargers with another possession, a huge lead, 6:37 to play third quarter. Add to their collection, we'll see. McDonald going to the air. Gonna do a quick flare out, nearly interception. Nearly
Good play.
intercepted.
Parsons, nice job there.
McShannock, I believe, the intended receiver. Yeah, it was. Mark McShannock. Again, with a 33-point lead midway through the third quarter, the Chargers are looking to keep the offensive poise they've had all game long. 1st and 10, and Baltimore's got McDonald going to McShannock in the air.
Well, I think you're seeing that McShannock's at 6'2", and Greer at 6'4", and they're going against Parsons at 5'10". I think they're picking on that corner just a little bit over there.
Brennan gets the handoff, goes over the right side, nothing there. He'll be stopped right at the line of scrimmage.
Got a runner on the stop.
Well, if you were to look at the teams tonight, you would not believe which one's going to the playoffs.
Now it doesn't have that appearance anywhere, does it? Well, I think what's happened too is Dow came out early and often, and you know, you figured, well, that's the play they need to give themselves the confidence. they took that confidence and just ran with this thing and
Absolutely.
never let the Chemics off the block.
Absolutely.
A slip by McDonald. He gets back up. He'll take a hit, but he's throwing for McShannock. Parsons there defensively, incompleted pass.
Guess not.
Yeah, I'd like to, as I look over at Frank Altamore in his 32nd year attending this from both sidelines, trying to think if he's been doing that for 32. My congratulations, our congratulations going out to Randy and Robin Boynton. This is how much she loves him. So 22 years ago tonight, I stood beside this man as he said, I do. And she said, I do. That's what amazed me, is she said that she would. I never believed to be for 22, which has been, as of tonight, 22-year wedding anniversary this very night. This boy's hanging with his buds in the press box at Midland. She loves this man.
What a wonderful woman.
She is a wonderful woman.
Yep.
She is. Congratulations to you and yours, Randy. That's huge.
Well, thank you.
And to Robin, can you imagine that?
Well, I
I
couldn't.
mean, it's wow.
Of
course, I should talk.
you're closing in on you.
I actually just had
late,
17.
I was going to
Just
say
had
late
7.
teens.
Yeah.
I think I remember standing you
You
when
were
Terry
there.
said she would too.
You held her up so she couldn't run away.
I was the guy behind her moving her mouth.
That's right. Yeah.
The pumping hand.
Yeah, that was my first ventriloquist act. Was actually at Greg and Terry's wedding.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
I love you guys. That's
I'll
huge,
tell you.
man. You don't run into enough of the success stories, the celebrations, and I just feel it a real honor to be a part of you guys' lives as long as I have been, and now your wives and your families, which aren't little people anymore. We talk about it all the time.
Well, and her dad gave me a whole lot of money to keep her. Actually, now that she's been gone, he's given me a whole lot more. Don't let her come back home.
He didn't even realize the worth it would be to him to get her out of the house.
Now, you think
they're
they're
gonna
going for a field goal there? You think they're going to go for this?
Oh,
We'll see.
Or another fake?
Rodgers is locked on in a 4th and 12 situation. He's going to launch it.
He got her pretty good.
Yeah, just fell
short.
shy.
He got that pretty good.
Had the accuracy.
Had the wind, it was lined up perfect, and Michael really got into that one nice.
That would have been something for his confidence, having missed 3 of 4 attempts for the extra point, to go with that. That would have been
40-yarder, wasn't
Yeah.
it? 40
yeah, pretty close.
Good effort. A nice kick, too.
About a 38, 39
Straight
yarder.
on.
but it's tough. I mean, you just can't follow through. And
Well, I would like to say now, seeing him kick from 40 yards, he's kicking too close on them extra points. Back him up at
Put
10,
him on about
15 yards, let him kick it, and
Let
they're
him
probably
kick
good.
it from the 20, 25.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We'll get with Frank on that probably after tonight's game. 33-0 is our score. 5:41 to play, third quarter. The Chargers on top, as they have been all game long of these Chemics here at Midland Community Stadium. A short run right back up the middle, a gain of about 1 maybe.
You know, one of the things, and Randy talked, is defense. The offensive defensive lines for the Chemics is the big tradition. Down there, grunging, getting dirty and all that, and Dow's control both sides of the ball.
They really have.
And I honestly, like we said, this is about 15 years we've done this, and of all the other years watching the games as we're going to school, and I don't remember this happening.
Yeah. Yeah, not with this kind of confidence. Pitch is coming this way to Chase. Chase gets around his end, and a flag in the play in the backfield.
holding or something.
That might be a hold in there.
Chase picks up about 5 yards on the carry. It's a
Against
holding,
Dow.
but it's defensive.
Defensive holding. So you can't hold when you tackle. you can't use your hands, can you?
You can't tackle the lineman.
Unless you try to get him out of the way.
That's right.
He puts a good block on you. You got to do something.
Hold him.
Hold him.
As long as it's not called, that's actually
Yeah.
a great play.
Actually, you don't see it. It is a good play.
That's where you've got to actually run a pick man between you and the official. Have him looking for his footing. Well, you go ahead and hold the lineman to make the decent play.
Now, there's a good gain.
They haven't even picked up that flag yet. That's how huge this penalty is. He is refusing to pick up his flag until right now.
Getting under Andy's skin a little bit. The two biggest
We've not
plays
had a
is
lot of
that
them, but
personal
that-
foul one we had down here that first half.
Gronzo, 7-8 deep,
He's gonna
looking
get
up to
That number
Servinsky, takes
five.
and pays
Been
for that
all over.
screen.
Parkhurst was the first to hit him there, number 10. And then you have Mesmer, number 5.
Mesmer's been on
Number-
top
Yeah, Parkhurst and Mesmer. Mesmer is
of Gronzo all night
Yeah.
long. He's been right there. He's kind of really wherever the play's been
Well, and looking at the paper
before
too,
they are.
Coble and Mesmer, they're the big defensive players there, and for the Chargers, and they've stepped up and played the game tonight.
A completed screen pass is a net 2-yard loss, brings up 2nd and 12. This one's going out over the top. It's Chase, and Chase will pick up some of what he needs, bring up a 3rd down, but it'll look to be about a 3rd and 3.
I'd like to see the Chemics get a good drive going here, though. They're going to have to find some things to build on going into next week's playoffs as well.
Right.
Because this is really not only losing the Chargers for the city championship, but this takes away that home field possibility you had, which they still had an opportunity for that. That'll knock that out of there. But they got to find something to take into next week as a positive note.
Gronzo to Chase.
Yeah, they need to at least get a couple drives, get down the end zone.
Yeah, I'm with you guys. I think you need, if you're not worried about, well, not saying you're not worried, but if out of expectation reaches in the next 15 minutes and 41 seconds to come up with 34 points while you shut down what's been an explosive Charger offense, you need to put together a couple of decent drives to get all your mechanisms firing, because 7 days from right now, you're in your first round of a playoff somewhere.
Absolutely.
That you need that momentum that they had coming into the night's game. This is a quick pass out over the middle. Landowski, I believe. Yes, Landowski, the receiver. That's a 1st down inside of Charger territory. Now, just for the 3rd time in tonight's game, the Chemics have visited. Let's take a look at the Landowski from Gronzo reception.
And that's the kind of play that, that little quick pass that you would think that we would have seen a lot of tonight. Although it gets them out of their game plan a little bit, but sooner or later you've got to open it up a little bit.
Well, it's got to open it up. They got 9 people in the box. Dow does.
Yeah, they're just stopping the run right at the line of scrimmage.
Right. I mean, Midland's all tight, and so if you're playing it tight like that, you can put 8 and 9 people, and Dow's playing right there.
Yeah. I mean, Kyle Chase has had a great year running the ball. He carried the ball that time there. But the Chargers are getting him at the line of scrimmage tonight. There's nothing there for him.
Chase with the 3-yard gain brings up 2nd and 7. Ball is on the Charger 37. Chemics in their longest extended drive in this contest, and they're looking to break the bubble on the board. It currently reads 0. Again, I think Serbinski gets the call.
Chase Coble on the stop again.
Serbinski does get the call. He'll pick up another 3 yards perhaps. It'll bring up 3rd and 5.
But Randy, how important do you think? I mean, obviously it's 3rd, but a couple of good drives that we were talking about. But they've got to find something to take into next week positive when they get back to that locker room at the end of this game. And not that it's completely over here, but something you got to build on.
Gronzo to the air again. Landowski, the intended receiver, incomplete.
You got to find something that's working for you.
Well, if nothing else, if they fall behind in the playoff game, you've got to have something that you can go back and say, hey, we fell behind at the Chargers, but we didn't quit. We kept coming. We moved the ball a few times.
Something to build on.
Something that you can come back on with this now. And so these drives become vital for the Chemics here.
Well, they are in 4-down territory. Therefore, they're going to go on a 4th and 5 from the Charger 35. 1:56 remaining here in the 3rd quarter. And the Chemics are trying to build something positive out of tonight's game. Serbinski to the air, and it's a duck. Incomplete.
Duck season is happening.
Michael Deary.
Well, Serbinski I think he was falling back a little bit as he was throwing that forward. Yep. But I'll tell you, he had his man beat, but he laid it up there. And again, we're throwing into that win. That's you switch this around the 4th quarter, that's a touchdown for the Chemics right there.
Well, you're doing that, but Mesner has been in every play. I mean, he has, not that he's got a lot of tackles, but he's been right there.
Well, he's been a pest. He's been forcing everything.
Yeah.
Been forcing everything.
And he's a senior that I'm sure Coach Alderman will try to get back for next year.
Good. Should be
Giving it up on downs.
5th year season.
McDonald and Parmalee. Nowhere to go on that one.
Much better game tackle there. You had 4 blue shirts in on that tackle, and that's the first time in a long time
that the Chemics have put a stop to it. I think you're right. That's actually a loss of 3. Probably count them on a hand that's happened, especially when it's been to Parmalee's advantage of having the ball in his hands. So that
Hoffman, he was, at least he stopped him, before he got going again.
Right.
Hit him in the backfield and actually stopped him, and other people would help bring him down.
And held on, and he hit him hard enough to actually get him a stutter step in his momentum. McDonald Shotus Parmalee goes the other side to Brennan. Brennan's now stopped. All of a sudden, the Chemic defense is starting to come to play with what they played with this year. 2 stops back to back, a short gain. It'll still be 3rd down, and we'll call it 12. Clock inside of a minute to play here in the 3rd quarter.
The Chargers are content to let that baby run out, too.
Yeah. Well, I know why they went for the field goal. After 35 points,
continue clock. Well, I also think, too, you know, Michael Rogers is only a junior. He's coming back next year, and it gives him an opportunity in this big game to, you know, he'll be a big impact player next year for him as a senior coming in with that foot. He's got a good leg.
Fumble. Hoffman. He's at the 10. 5. Touchdown defense. Touchdown for the Chemics.
Well, that's the kind of thing that that you got to start building on right there. Your defense. If the offense isn't doing it, maybe your defense is going to put some points on the board.
Get a little momentum going for you for next week. I mean, you just got to find a couple positives, you know.
Take a look at it. The Kenny Hoffman defensive touchdown again.
Yep.
Mishandled it originally right from the
snap. Yep, right from the snap.
Right to him.
Actually, that's the first mishap the Chargers have had all night long. And it cost them the 6. Mike Christie in to attempt the extra point, and these are things too as you're working. It's only going to only make it 33-7, but come playoff time, these points that you're executing here can be huge in a playoff game.
Oh, they're going to
the
go
fake.
For 2.
Parsons.
It's going to be picked off.
That's 2 points if we don't go out of bounds.
He had nobody get him. Yep. But he was walking a tightrope there. He couldn't get it. That's Ken Spencer with the interception on the 2-point conversion. Those are all little things, though, that as you need to get into the playoffs, that 2-point conversion, an extra point, these are all things that the Chemics are going to have to execute next week to be successful. And both sides here, as you're talking Dow and Midland, both teams know in Midland here which one's going to playoffs, and everybody's going to be rooting for those Chemics next week.
Oh, yeah, you know.
This whole town, and we're used to having that. And this year we were talking at halftime how fortunate this area is. Bullock Creek's fighting for a playoff spot. That's Dale's old stomping ground. And if he was there, they'd already be in the playoffs probably. But you got Bullock Creek fighting to get in. Meridian's already in. Coleman's already in. Merrill's in. So this whole area is fortunate. I mean, look at the playoff teams we've had coming out of this area this year.
You know, and it really works out really neat. If yours isn't, there's one close enough where you know the people, you're neighborly, and/or you probably grew up with them or their parents at this point. There's always something to do at the high school level of extracurricular activities to go find something to climb onto.
Onside kick.
A bunch onside kick. Grab it and tuck.
That took a nice high hop right for him there. Yeah.
Charlton.
Yeah,
there's Brian Charlton. Nice pair of hands there to grab that. I'm going to write a letter and see if we can get an at-large birch for the Chargers.
For their final regular season performance?
Yeah, I mean, if you write in there,
who do you write?
Some of them are, I don't know, some of them are seniors, and you know, give them another ball game.
Right.
So that's what we can do.
Kind of play on the heartstrings then of whoever makes that playoff decision.
At this time of year, they always say you throw the records out the window anyways.
So let's
throw the records out the window.
We threw the records out. Here we go. They're on. We have a bus. Motion to the top by Deary. McDonald hands off. I believe it's Brennan out of the backfield. We'll get his number as soon as he gets up. They're muddying up.
Brennan?
They are muddying up a little, as you can see. It is Brennan.
That's where Randy said he loved to play football. Look at the mud down there. It's I want to see some clean jerseys coming out here.
The helmets go high as the quarter ends. You can see the city champions or potential city champions now with a 33 to 6-point lead beginning to celebrate their first 36 minutes of play with 12 to go. The Chargers are feeling very confident in what's going on.
Well, the one thing too is we were talking earlier on coming in. I think Midland's won the last 5 games in this rivalry.
Coming into this?
So it's been, you know, the Chargers haven't been in this position in a few years again. So, but this shows you again. We always talk at this time when we have this game how well coached both of them are. But that goes to show you too that the Chargers coming in with one of the worst records they've had in a long time at 3-5. But they came out here and they were ready to play tonight.
Yes, they were.
They were ready to play, and they, like we said, they lost some tight games this year. But they're on a roll now. The last couple of weeks, they've just put up some awesome points, and tonight's no exception.
Yep, they did come out ready to play. You know, this was their season for them tonight.
Right. McDonald.
Another fumble or something.
Derry in motion. McDonald now going to look the other way. And wrapped up and brought down. I believe that's Chase Coble. Nope, do it again. It's Brennan. Steve Brennan has a 2 in it.
Actually, that play almost could have been disastrous too there. It's McDonald slipping and falling back there. You don't want to have any more turnovers. And keep that clock running a little bit. Midland's defense stepped up a little bit. That fumble return's big, but they hit harder.
That picks them up a little.
Yeah.
You know, they can pick them up a little
But
bit.
any little thing they can take out of this offense haven't moved at all, so maybe the defense can get that ball back in good field position for their offense and give them something to work with here, because they haven't had great field position all night either.
Loss of 1 is 2nd and 11. Climbing up and over. It's Brennan again with the call. That time he'll get positive yards.
Down and ball on the stop. 4th down.
I think Dow's only punted once tonight, haven't they?
One time they punted, because they've scored a touchdown on all but the other, which is when they tried the 40-plus yard field goal.
Yeah.
They have scored on every possession except their one and only punt and their missed field goal opportunity to end the half. Clock runs, however, 10:40 to play in the game, 33-6.
Low
A
snap,
bad
good
snap,
hands.
handled well.
He slipped on the punt.
Brennan gets rid of it, and it'll take a Charger bounce inside the 20 and come to rest at about the 17.
Well, I tell you what, you watch that play again. The snap hit the ground. He came up with it. He slipped out of his plant foot as he punted, and he still got a pretty decent punt off into the wind.
Roll her down there and let her roll.
That's the kind of break. I mean, Dow's played well, and they've made a lot of their own breaks, but those are the breaks the Chargers have had all night. Things have gone their way.
Some nights it's just not your night.
And then you know what? If you're sophomore or juniors or you're not getting a lot of snaps, I'm seeing a lot of bright gold pants on the field going into a playoff game a week from tomorrow. Somebody's getting some time right now if you're a Chemic.
Oh, that's where you build a lot of your
game
depth.
activity in the city championship game. That's right. Gronzo on a keeper. He'll roll it out over the 20 to about the 21.
You get a lot of these younger guys, or even some of the seniors haven't played a lot, but that's where you can build some depth going into the playoffs. And for the Chargers, that gets these guys some playing time. A whole quarter here, they haven't had a lot of snaps going, and they practice as hard as anybody all year long.
You get out there, you're out there 3 hours a night, 2 hours a night.
Studying, and then you have half hour, 45 minutes football.
Yeah.
That's without a tutor.
Yeah.
Gronzo again from the shotgun. 10 even to play in this one. High snap. And a two-hand pitch goes out to Chase. Kyle Chase takes the two-hand pitch. He'll move the stick about 1.5 yards. It'll bring up 3rd down. And we'll call it 5. 3rd and 5.
Walter on the stop.
Well, I get to thinking about this every time it gets to this, knowing that, and not always have both of these teams not been, we've had the situation, both teams have been advancing. We've had the other one where it was contingent on a win or a loss tonight. There's a lot of work if you go back to the first part of August when the 2 days as Chase gets the handoff from Gronzo. He stopped before he's able to get the 1st down. That'll bring up a 4th. But you're looking at about a 3-month period of time right now. You're looking August, September, October, nearly November. A lot of blood, gut, sweat, tears, belly aches, hobbling home all the way from 2 days in the original conditioning. This is a vested season that all these youngsters to this point have put in. And for the Chargers, tonight is the last night that they'll feel this ache and pain. And now they'll actually have a winner ahead of them. Gronzo, and that one's, if it's passed backwards,
calling it forward?
Yeah,
it is a forward pass.
Pass is incomplete. Dow High takes over on downs.
And the Chemics were going on the 4th and 4. At this point, now the Chargers will take over. Huge field advantage on the 4 and out.
I see a bunch of white shirts over there.
Yeah,
Everybody's getting game time.
We got some new players on. We're trying to get some of these names coming out. Look at the new quarterback coming out. McDonald did a good job. He still hobbled a little bit there at the end there. He was still got a little bit of a limp to him. Nice strong arm, number 3.
We'll see Corey Castle. Corey had some time in the 2nd quarter after McDonald shook off a lick he perhaps took defensively. And the ball carrier is number 23 for you. That's Brad Schock. Schock, the Charger ball carrier. Loss of about a yard. It'll bring up 2nd and 11.
So we talk about getting the seniors playing time, but also some of these young juniors that have been on the practice
They're going to
squad.
be out here next year. You got sophomores and juniors out there.
Hey, you got to get a feel for what it's all about once you get to game time, and these are the kind of games that you can do that.
And Rand mentioned it even before we went on the air. This is perfect football weather, so what a better night to get your action. On perfect football, it's about 37 degrees, raining since we woke up. And you're playing Midland and you're playing Dow. Launched a high launcher.
They're going to get a flag. They may let that one go.
Way. They do.
Well, that could have been passing interference, but I think they're going to let her go there, huh?
Jim Parsons defending, and if anything, it might even been they were going to give it away one way or another. It might have been offensive interference. Who was the intended receiver there? We get that
I couldn't see because the defender was all over.
Defender was in his way.
I couldn't see him.
Like a shirt.
3rd and 11.
Andrew White, I believe, was the intended receiver.
Good call.
We'll go with that.
3rd and 11.
Pair of setbacks.
Straight up the
And
middle.
Castle. And get back to about the original line of scrimmage, maybe a yard better than that. 4th down regardless. And a bunch. About 4th and 9, ball on the 23-yard line.
Wilson Leonard on the stop. Brings up 4th down.
Unfortunately for both teams, this is 4-down territory. Doesn't matter what color you're wearing.
There you go. Well, all these guys want to make the big play too. So
Yes, they do.
all want to make a play.
The game continues, and you pull out the plays out of the playbook and make something happen.
Get a chance. Maybe catch a ball here, one of them.
Pitch. Castle to number 23 is Brad Schock. Schock with his 2nd carry of the game. It'll be Chemic ball with 6:59 to play here in the ball game. Chargers on top 33-6. And the Chemics will get some.
Take the
Hey, let me throw this out to you guys. The defensive score. Leave the defense out. Let them run a few plays. That was for you, Randy.
Thank you very much.
You knew he'd run with that. Gronzo hands off, and whoever's got it has the ball and about 7 Chargers that he carried out to about the 27-yard line. See who's the last to come out of the heap. Chase, I believe. It was Chase, the ball carrier.
See, I think this last 6.5 minutes is still very important. I think, you put together a nice drive and try to take that, work some plays, see what works in different situations again, and
trying
solidify
to get something going down here so you can have something for next week to work with.
Right, exactly. Because running it up the middle is just not there.
They need a positive. Midland High needs a positive right now.
Chase again with the call for the Chemics. He'll pound forward for another couple-yard gain, bring up 3rd and short, 3rd and 3. Clock runs.
They don't get nothing going on this one. I think they'll really start changing his players.
6 minutes exactly. And new ball carrier in for the Chemics. That's Jeff Stopka.
Jeff Stopka, the ball carrier.
Stopka, not enough for the 1st down.
They're only a half-yard short, though. Oh, they gave
the first down.
First down to the high.
Bad angle for me, I guess.
Over the years, I'm just amazed. You rarely have a bad angle, and you're more often right than you are wrong.
It's some new glasses.
It is. Did he want people telling us he's got glasses he has to?
He's got a pair
I'll
of
tell you
every
what,
house.
15 years ago, mister, he never brought glasses to the press box. Times change.
When we did that Northwood Saginaw Valley, and you passed me over, read the times this is going to be played. I couldn't even read this thing.
That's the first time. It's the first time I actually saw you get somebody from the opposite end of the press box and had him hold it up.
That's
so
right,
you
so I
could
could
read
see it. Unbelievable.
Could you hand this down? Could you hand this down? All the way to the other.
Farther,
Guys,
farther.
he had Williams from the radio station holding that up so he could read it for me.
Unbelievable.
That's
Randy
amazing.
was telling me he went out and he bought a bunch of the magnifying glasses and he's put them in every room of the house. 1.25. So you're at the early ones.
Yeah.
That's not
Early
bad.
stages.
Yeah, that's not bad. Because you can go up to like 2 or 3 or
Up to like, yeah, something like that. I don't know.
or Coke bottles.
Yeah. I've heard he's actually having his windshield redone on the car.
Just
make it a 1.5.
Objects appear both farther and closer.
Yeah, these objects are actually a lot farther away than what you think they
They're
are.
about to hit it.
Hope the brakes work.
4.5 to play.
Nice
in the
effort.
Chemics,
Nice effort.
and he's not done.
Jeff's, is it Stupka?
Stopka.
Stopka. Nice effort from
Stopka,
Jeff.
the ball player. Stopka, as a matter of fact, a senior. 5'8", 185 running back for Coach Wilczek's Chemics. And you know, you look up and down the sidelines here, the coaching staffs are doing exactly what they committed to do in the summer. They're still coaching. They're working with the offenses, they're working with the defenses, they're running plays in, running plays out. Whether you have the 33 in the lead or you have the 6 and you're battling back with your offense on the field with 4 minutes to play, they're still being taught and they're still learning what this game's about. Stopka again, and Stopka's head snapped back and a huge hit. See who delivered that. We can pick it out for you. 17, I believe, if there is such a thing. Ken Spencer. I think Spencer made one of the original hits. Stopka, needless to say, got popped.
Well, he made a great effort on the run before that, but that time he had absolutely no blocking. And they greeted him solidly.
Yeah,
Yes, they did.
They rocked them pretty good on that one.
Turnover on downs. The Chargers.
A bunch of new clean shirts out there for the Chemics.
Castle still in a quarterback. This pitch is going to come this way and wrestled down. Brad Schock again. Schock getting a number of carries here in the 4th quarter for the Chargers. And he's brought down by Benjamin Bolin for the Chemics rather, along with number 53 also in on the stop, David Johnson. Yeah, Mikey is, if they're out there, they're in on it.
It's not the daddy do, but
That's right. That's right.
Add the numbers together.
Somehow or another, I knew he'd have to work in a mathematical formula to this one. Castle and the clock runs. 3 minutes even to play in the game.
Oh, nice little move.
Spinning
Yeah,
around that Schock
misdirection.
again. Schock found a hole where there wasn't one, or waited for one to open up where there shouldn't have been one, and scampers back to the middle of the field.
That was a nice little move, little back step. Looked
Yeah.
like Barry Sanders there.
cut it back on his own. There's nothing there. Made a little bit out of it.
Joseph Wright in on the stop on Schock, as was Brock Williams for the Chemics.
You know, we've all been in that situation when we were younger and older and still playing sports. When you get your opportunity, you want to make something happen.
You bet.
You just, you know.
This fun play. For a lot of these guys, you know, this is their last game they'll ever play.
Yep.
Ever suit up or ever play football again.
Going to the air, and it's complete to White. White inside the 20 to the 15.
I think he's going to be
I
down.
think he came up.
I think he
He
was
took it
down.
out of his arm.
Andrew.
We'll see that again.
Andrew
That
White.
was close.
I think 7 took it out of his hand before he fell down.
Well, the official right there on it. Let's take a look at it again, boy. Top of your screen is Andrew White.
Casey Bridges on the stop.
I don't like that rule of the ball. The ground can't force a fumble. If you're hitting, it drives into the ground.
Yeah, but he
Good catch.
This guy tackles the ball. 7 tackles the ball and has it
That's
right
close.
there.
That's close. Yeah.
He ripped it out.
That should have been a fumble.
Should we stop the game?
That should have been a fumble.
Throw a flag.
They get
Throw
those
the red
guys'
flag.
attention.
Oh, I don't know if they do that. We
This
get the red
Castle
flag.
again. 140.
That's a good play. I mean.
Pitch this time to Schock again. Schock wrestling down to the right side of the line, and he's brought down there. Finally held up, and Matt Wolf along with Michael Gall.
And Blake McDonald.
And McDonald in on the stop. Clock continues to run. $1:30 left in this one. The Chargers on top as they have been from the opening play. 33-6. And that perhaps is one of the best storytellers of tonight's game that we've had. You can see the rain that we've got tonight. It's been happening all night long. Another 3 weeks from now, guys, we're shoveling that, or our fine city workers are doing it for us, eh, Boyd?
Looks a little sunnier on the Charger side.
He's got one.
There's a fumble.
Mishandled?
So, I don't shovel anymore.
Not you. You don't shovel for us, but city workers will be clearing our streets in just a few short days.
I'm plowing.
Yeah.
I thought you thought maybe I had a shovel.
No.
Actually, if you know any of them guys, I can come do my driveway once in a while. My wife's got a bad back and it hurts her to have to get out there and shovel.
The Charger side is beginning to celebrate what they felt from the opening drive, and that's that they felt they should be the 2002 city champions of the Midland community. And they have played themselves a whale of a game to bring it down to this. Castle to Shock. Shock.
There it is.
10. Inside the 5, and he's down at the 4.
A flag.
A flag on the
I'm
play.
not sure on the flag. There wasn't a defender over there either, was there?
Yeah, some guy's blocking out there. It could be calling holding. Or...
Yeah, regardless, it has stopped that clock at 8.9. It is a hold. It'll be assessed against the Chargers.
Coming back. Yeah, Dow played about as well as they're going to play. They play, you know, they had one turnover, the fumble that the Cummings ran in for a touchdown, but you can't play much more of a flawless ball game.
It's been a great game plan for these guys. And in all, you know, you try to find something bright about Midland for tonight's game, and it's not that they mistakenly gave this game away. The Chargers just came out and put it on them. I mean, they really didn't do a lot wrong to give the Chargers a bunch of momentum. The Chargers just had it in a package.
It wasn't the penalties or turnovers. They could not move the ball against this Dow Charger defense tonight.
Yeah. Or defend the offense that the Chargers came on board with.
And the Chargers offense was on the field. I don't know what the time of possession is, but they were out there all night long.
Clock runs, and it will conclude. 2002 there, Midland, Michigan. Here's your city champions. Josie, how are you, buddy? Good to see you.
This is unbelievable. This is stunning. I just would never expect this type of ball game. We talked, Dale, you brought it before, how as you're watching everybody celebrating, Dow's over there celebrating. We've had both these teams going into the playoffs, and it's a drag-out battle for what's going to happen in this game. And this year, Dow's been on the downside of a lot of real close ball games. Coach Alderman said all year he's got a good ball club. It's one of the better ones he's had. The record doesn't indicate it, but you watch what happened tonight, and they played like an unbeatable team.
Well, and you know, I think that what we see here is a respect to this game in the city. Midland, the Chemics, are waiting their turn.
They're letting them enjoy the moment.
Waiting their turn to be the gentlemen that these two clubs and these two programs and these two schools are teaching.
Good point.
They have let the celebration go as it's well-deserved on part of the Chargers. They are waiting in the line, and now, slowly but surely, the Chargers begin to trickle out of the student body of H.H. Dow High School. And this, folks, will give what was a disappointing 2002 regular season campaign a sweet taste of victory to go into the fall and winter months.
And the other thing, everybody knows, Randy went to Midland, I went to Dow, and Dow hasn't had too many of these opportunities beating Midland like this. But now the tables turn, and everybody in this town will pull for Midland, and Midland needs to come out next week and play a better ball game, do a little better execution, and you know, hopefully they'll be able to advance a ways here because they're a pretty solid ball team, but they do have to rely on their defense, it appears, a whole lot, because the offense just is not able to generate anything against that like the Chargers tonight, and they haven't scored a lot of points this week. So hopefully things will open up and they can make something happen in the playoff, make a little run.
What are you thinking, Boyd? We've got 7 days to assess tonight's damage. Begin practicing against whoever your next opponent may be, and you'll know that as of tomorrow morning. and where you're staying home or you're going away to play that game. What kind of work goes on for Coach Wilczek's Chemics here over the next 5 days?
Well, you don't want to dwell on this one too much. You know, you want to say, you know, Dow made the breaks and they got a few breaks. We didn't execute the way we wanted to. We better practice some tackling techniques and get some, when we hit and tackle, because we know we're relying on our defense, and we better start tackling people and bring them down. When we hit them in the backfield.
And I think that's it. A lot of shirt tackling, and Parmalee obviously is a tremendous back. We didn't get to call his name in the second half a whole lot as they spread it around a little bit more, but he was absolutely a difference in running the ball. He busted 2 big plays. They'd stopped him early, and he got to 3rd down, and bang, he's gone for 60 yards.
Right,
123 yards the first half, I think.
And be honest with me, too, humility in a loss, you can learn a lot more from tonight's situation than if you'd have waltzed through this thing and not been challenged at all if you're a Chemics. So there are some learning tools that the coaching staff for the Chemics will implement come Monday morning.
Well, you know, it's how you direct it, too.
True.
You can either sulk and say, hey, you know, we lost this ball game and they whooped us bad, but, man, it might just tee you off a little bit more, and you're going to be more physical, more aggressive, and come out with a little more desire next week. It's the playoffs now.
Right.
So how you handle that, and then Coach Wilczek will do a good job with that. That coaching staff, they'll get those guys ready to play next week, and that how they handle this loss, like you mentioned, Dale, is going to determine how they do in the playoffs.
Right. Well, let me mention this to you as they're getting ready to square us up. I do want to share with everybody. Grab quickly a pen and pencil, and I'll give you our rebroadcasts of tonight's game. You'll be able to see it here on MCTV, by the way, Midland's only television station. Tonight, obviously, at the witching hour, midnight, we'll roll tape for you on MCTV. We'll have it on tomorrow 2 times. Saturday, October 26th, we're going 8 a.m. and 11:30 p.m. Sunday, the 27th of October, 10:30 to 8 p.m. Monday the 28th is an 8 a.m. roll tape on MCTV, and Tuesday, the final scheduled rebroadcast of tonight's city championship game is 9:30 p.m. on Tuesday, October 29th. Any last thoughts, guys? And we'll bust things away here and go celebrate 22 years of the Boyntons being the Boyntons.
Hey, that's exciting stuff, Randy. Congratulations. No, I wish the Chemics a lot of luck next week. I hope that they can come out and do what needs to be done this week in practice to get them ready, and they handle this loss well. And hey, it's a good rivalry, it's a good game, but now it's playoffs, and everybody's rooting for the Chemics.
Right there, and they're down there right now talking about it.
That's exactly
you can see right there. They're down in the end zone talking about it. You know, let's get this behind us now. You know. We can look forward. We still can look forward to next week.
Yeah, don't dwell on it. Let's learn from it.
And
be
the kids
stronger.
are young, and you know they'll be mad a couple 3 days, and
But come out mad and aggressive on the football field next week.
Right.
Well, Bobby Granstra, you have done it again. Thanks for all of your production help and lining this thing up. I'd like to thank the dozens of free labor and volunteer MCTV staff whose name has crossed your screen. Make sure the next time you see them at church or in the mall, you thank them for taking their extra time to do a hobby that brings you these kinds of events. Also, the paid staff rolling by. They're on the clock. Nick, appreciate your calling the direction tonight as a part of our production vehicle that's parked at the bottom of Midland Stadium. And the community that supports community television is Midland, Michigan. For my partners, Randy Boynton and Greg Sovey, my name is Dale Robbins. Our final score from Midland Community Stadium, the 2002 City of Midland Championship football team is the H.H. Dow Chargers. They beat the Midland Chemics 33-6. Have a great change in seasons, everyone. We'll see you next time here. Again, our final score, 33-6. The Chargers over the Chemics on this city championship night in Midland, Michigan.